The Great Deceiver. Valen is gravely concerned for her friend. Say, aren't you Kat? Master Matoya speaks quite highly of you. I'm sure you've more important things to concern yourself with, but I need help, and there's no one else I can turn to. It's my friend, Qinfort. Ever since we were young, he's always excelled in the arcane arts. In fact, even now he's in training to become a priest of the Knights Blessed. Perhaps the greatest of his gifts is clairvoyance, but I fear it's taken a toll on his mind as of late. He's always been different, but not like this. He's changed, frighteningly so. The others think him no stranger than usual, but they're wrong, and I mean to prove it. You don't know him like we do, which is precisely why I'd like you to talk to him, to get an objective opinion on the matter. Assuming we find out what ails him, I hope there's a way to cure it. Da-da-da. All right, here's Qinfort. Oh, it's a cutscene.
As foretold by the will of the wood, we meet at last. I've been expecting you, Kat. No one else must hear of this. Not yet. My dreams are plagued with visions of the future. Calamity is upon us, and each night I witness our impending doom. But hope is not yet lost, for the dreams speak to me of a savior in the form of a great serpent. It was revered as a god in the days of the Ronkan Empire, and I believe it yet lives in the Great Wood, waiting to be roused from slumber. It has many names. Many would call it the Protector, some the Great Destroyer. The will of the woods demands I find this great serpent. It is our only hope of salvation. I have been chosen, Kat, to be the savior of Slitherbow.
I was hoping Valen wouldn't come back so soon because I'm munching. So this is where you've been hiding. Now that you've gotten to know one another, what do you think? I would say his dreams are an ill omen. He believes it. Also, I'm not going to doubt him when he believes it right to his face. That's weird and rude. You believe him? Oh dear, I fear I've made a terrible mistake. Please don't tell me you too have communed with the will of the star or some such nonsense. Nonsense.
Valen, please. We are in the midst of a most important discussion.
When you first began talks of these dreams and delusions, I held my peace. But I won't let you drag anyone else into this. Valen, you're the one that dragged me into this.
Such narrow-minded thinking is why only I have been chosen by the wood, by the great serpent.
Yes, Qinfort. Whatever you say.
You've mocked me for the last time, Valen. I will summon the great serpent this very day and prove to you the truth of my visions.
Qinfort, wait! Where are you going? To meet with misfortune would likely bring him to his senses, but he's my friend, and I can't stand the thought of him getting hurt out there. Will you help me look for him? If anything should happen to him, I'll never forgive myself. All right, I'm a healer. Choice location. Where'd he go? Over there. I think I see him. I don't. Ugh. All right, Qinfort. Oh. Enough, Qinfort. Even you should recognize the danger of wandering off alone in these woods. You really have gone mad, haven't you?
Mock me all you like, Valen, but now you will bear witness to the truth with your own eyes. Behold, the divine protector of Ronka, the great serpent of legend.
No, it can't be. That's the great serpent. I see nothing great about that. What is it exactly? I refuse to believe that it's a serpent. Please tell me you're joking.
Do not be jealous, Valan. The will of the wood works in mysterious ways, and this serpent is the key to our deliverance.
He's so cute. He's so round. Much round. Very squimsh. Aether current. He's just a baby. Look at him. He's the great serpent of Ronka. Slither along. Qinfort is enamored with his new companion. Fair, I am too.
Oh, great serpent, I beseech you. Grant me the strength to defend the Knights Blessed, to stay the impending calamity that threatens the Great Wood.
Scream! I can't believe this is happening. Look, if you want to keep that thing as a pet, I won't stop you. But we really should return home.
No, you're right. To remain here any longer could place the great serpent in danger. But the question is, how do we transport it? I will not stand to see the great serpent debase itself, crawling on its belly like a...
Serpent? A snake? Just pick up the damn thing and let's go.
By the abyss, Valan, show some respect. I should be the one to carry it, but I fear I am yet unworthy of such a burden. But you could protect the great serpent from the threats of the Great Wood, be they beasts or sin-eaters.
And now you mean to drag Master Matoya's guest into your schemes? What will the others think when he walks into Slitherbow hosting that thing about? Here, put it in the sack.
I will do no such thing.
Bag it. It's clean, dry, and most importantly, you can bring it back to Slitherbow unnoticed.
Fine. Listen, Cat, the fate of the Great Wood quite literally rests in your hands. It goes without saying that we cannot afford any mishaps.
I suppose we have no choice but to help him. I'll go on ahead and find a place to keep his pet away from prying eyes. Deliver the snake-filled sack to Valen and Slitherbow. You will have 150 seconds to complete the task. Should you fail, return to the starting location and begin anew. Be wary of attacks from enemies, which will zap your strength. Oh, shit. I didn't think I was doing a time shit.
Tread carefully, Cat. I will follow shortly after.
Oh, no. Okay.
Alexa, play sonicdrowning.mp3.
No! Please stop. Oh, that would be good to just have on the stream deck. Bag it and tag it. It's this way, isn't it? Shit, I need the map. No, it's that way.
Yeah, it's like straight east.
I'm gonna avoid enemies, though. You guys can't see, but I have 2 minutes. Hi, Al. On the best mount. That's a long ways away, though. Oh, thank you for guiding the way. I was pretty sure you were, but I was just double checking because I'm paranoid. Since you didn't officially say you were. But then once I'm back here, then I can go and do the other thing. I have 1 minute. Was watching for enemies. Oh, I appreciate that, Elle. I really do. Luckily, there was only like the 2, and they were pretty easy to avoid. Okay, which problem is, which one? Is it this one? Is it the door on the left, in the middle, or on the right? Guess carefully. All right, Valen, I has him. Here should be safe, for now at least. Let's have another look at that great serpent, shall we? Yeah, let's look at him. I'm looking. Look at him. Oh, I'll pet him. Okay, anyway. Oh, no, I was trying to get out of this. There we go. I love the way he wibble wobbles. He's a weeble wobble. Oh my god. He always stays up straight.
Good work, you two. Can you believe it? The divine protector of the Great Wood here in Slitherbow. Within a sack of burlap did the champion carry the divine beast, and beneath the slithering boughs of the Great Wood did they find shelter. Chapter 31, verse 5 in the Gospel of Qinfort.
Pay him no mind. He's merely referring to his dream diary.
For the last time, it is not a diary. Have you forgotten how the Gospel foretold the events of that fateful day 2 years ago?
How can I when you remind me of it every day?
You continue to doubt me, but soon you'll see. Together the Great Serpent and I will save this village and all of the Great Wood from oblivion.
Scree! Scree! What have we gotten ourselves into?
Why did he hip thrust at her?
Don't question it. Do not question.
I have so many questions.
Snake the lead. Valen is ready to put all this nonsense of visions behind him once and for all. I hope you're satisfied now that your new pet is safe here in Slitherbow. Scree, scree! And thank you, Kat. I now understand what's been troubling my friend all this time. I feared this might strain our friendship, but I don't believe this is something we can't overcome. Take care, and may the shadows keep you.
Wait.
Please, Qinfort. There's no need to involve him in this any longer.
I've been giving thought to the Great Serpent's chosen form, and I think I now understand why it chose to present itself to us in this way. Look closely at the pattern of its scales. I believe they represent the network of currents by which aether flows through Raktika, the very life force of the Great Wood. And there, the scar that intersects them there on its belly, it's an omen of the coming calamity that would disrupt the flow of life in the Great Wood.
He has a scar? Qinfort, stop! It's just a scratch, probably from a rock as it slithered or rolled or did whatever it does to make its way through the forest. Bounce. It bounces.
All these signs, and still he refuses to see, like all the others. If the Great Wood is to be saved, it's up to us. I can only assume you remain at my side in the hopes of receiving some generous compensation. If that is what it takes, so be it. The scar on the Great Serpent's belly calls to mind the Lozatil's conquest. That is where you will find the source of this ill omen. Bring it to me and you will have the reward you seek.
Okay. I should remind you that he's still only an apprentice. I wouldn't expect much, if anything, for your troubles. This is what happens when you spend too much time around interesting individuals. Still, can't deny that life would be boring without him. I hope people stick around me because I'm interesting. Choice location. Yeah. Something in the water catches your eye. You brush away the dirt and find a charm of some sort. Qinfort will no doubt be interested to see what you found. Okay.
Cat, show me what you found.
Curious container.
Could it be a charm of some sort?
It was exactly where you said it'd be. And that means your visions were...
How do you believe in the Great Serpent?
Fine. The Great Serpent is real. More importantly, that charm seems familiar. I think I've seen the children use them for their incantations. Yes, I'm sure of it. My father once found one while hunting in the woods. If memory serves, they can be used to invoke powerful fire spells after absorbing enough ether. By the abyss, if they plan to use them to siphon the Great Wood's life force...
My vision will at last come to pass.
Why are you laughing? Don't you realize how serious this is? That flow of aether you were talking about converges here at Slitherbow, doesn't it? It's why we have that large aetherite outside. If the flow is disrupted, our crops would wither, and the land would be rendered barren. Animals would die. It would mean the end of our village, and all of Raktika would likely follow. Is he talking to it?
Oh, Great One, I beseech you once more. Grant us the strength and the wisdom to avert this terrible crisis.
Scree! Seeing them like this makes the whole thing seem like nonsense. But there's no denying Qinfort has been right about what would happen thus far. We have to figure out what the children are up to before it's too late. Yeah, we do. Snakes in the grass! Oh no. Qinfort seeks further enlightenment from the Great Serpent.
The will of the wood would see us bring Slitherbow and all of Raktika back from the brink. Oh, Great Serpent, show us the way. Show us how we might deliver our people from certain destruction.
If anyone sees that thing, they're going to kick it out of the village. Then where would we be?
We have precious little time to concern ourselves with the others. Once more, the Great Serpent has blessed us with another sign of what's to come.
What is it this time?
Behold the scales of its belly, and you will see the scar that marked Lozatel's conquest has vanished. However, a new scar has appeared closer to its tail. The children would threaten another site of great power, and judging by the shape of this scar, I have no doubt it is near Dyer's Wash. They must be stopped.
Agreed, though I fear only one of us is actually up to the task. And you are certain about that scar? I don't see anything of the sort on its tail. At any rate, I think it'd be best if you went to investigate. We've already found proof the children are up to something. It would be foolish not to press further. Perhaps the will of the wood will give us another sign while you're away.
You fool, you cannot stop us.
Oh, okay. Spider!
Where's
Oh no!
Where's Squiddy? Or
Oh, I gotta summon
whatever.
him. He just probably despawned.
Yeah.
My bad.
I mean, it's fine. You can do it without it if you want. It's just, you are a squishy healer.
I'm a squishy healer, but I can heal myself. Just gotta get this other dude. There we go. Squiddy, join us. He's back. All right. How'd that go for you?
He's defeated our spiders!
There's a way. There's still work to be done.
The children of the everlasting dark have escaped into the woods. Give chase so that you might learn more about their schemes. I'm on it. At least Squiddy's here this time. Oh, I'm fighting them. Murder.
All I can think of there is just how useless that is as a direction in this area next to the tree.
Yeah, the many trees. Da, 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 da. Oop. Ba-da, 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 ba-da. That works. All right. I murdered. Oh, suspicious looking bag. Among the children's belongings, you find a scroll detailing their plans to cleanse the forest. That sounds like murder.
You are returned, though that is no surprise. I entreated the gods for your protection with a hymn from the Gospel of Qinfort. They would not, could not deny my plea.
Scree! Scree! Scree!
Shadows give me strength. Kat, were you able to find anything? Here you go. Blood-soaked parchment, because I'm murdered. A coordinated strike to cut off all flows of aether to the Slitherbow. To Slitherbow.
It beggars belief that they could love the forest so, yet be so blind to its needs.
We need no further proof of what the children are up to. We have to tell the others. Defend the sites they mean to befoul and destroy those magicked containers. Explaining how we came to know about this knowledge will prove difficult, of course, but I'll not see all your hard work wasted.
We must also give thanks to the great serpent who first sensed the children's ill intent. The divine protector who thought us worthy vessels to carry out its work. My heart swells to know the will of the woods smiles upon us so.
It's gone. Your pet, I mean, the great serpent, it's gone. It was here just a moment ago. We should go look for it.
No, my friend. The great serpent has fulfilled its duty in protecting the great wood, and so it returns to slumber.
Is that so? Perhaps it really was the great serpent.
If you truly mean that, Falan, then perhaps you are ready to learn the truth of its origins. And I would start from the very beginning. It begins with the sizable crystal in Lake Tusi-Mictoire, we know as the Fruit of the Protector. If the legends are true, it dates back to a time preceding the Empire of Ronka.
There he goes. I suspect I'll be getting an earful for the rest of the day. But I think our work here is finally done. I wish there was some way I could repay you for all your help. Though I should probably go while he's still swept up in his lectures. Take care, Kat. Hopefully we'll meet again soon.
Oh, this is largely an assumption based on my visions noted in chapter 2, verse 17 in the Gospel of... Come back here, Valan. I still have to tell you about the serpent's influence on the founding of Ronka.
Don't you interrupt his hyperfixation, Valen. Snakes in the grass. All right, give me that. Give me that money.
There's a snake in my grass.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking of. There's a snake in my boot, but grass. Stand on ceremony. Laniel would bestow blessings upon you. KatFTWynn Wissiv, the esteemed guest of whom I have heard so much. My name is Laniel, Master of Rites. It is an honor to meet you. As I understand it, you will soon be leaving to the Katana Ravel, is that right? Then the Emperor's wishes will soon be fulfilled. A comforting thought, for with each passing year, more and more of our hunters are lost to the Eaters. We were never a particularly fecund people, but it is nigh impossible to sustain our numbers. But we will not be driven from our homes, our way of living. So long as the trees of the Great Wood stand, so too shall the V's. And to renew our union with the forest, we will be holding a small ceremony wherein we offer prayers to the gods. Would you honor us by serving as witness to this petition to the gods? Very good. I should mention the ceremony is not a formal affair. In fact, it can be quite lively. But for a hardened warrior such as you, it should prove no trouble at all. When you are ready, travel north to the Morning Stars and speak with my student, Fina. She will explain the rites. Okay. All right. Nope. Oh, the twins. What business brings you to the Morning Stars? And you accepted? This is such an honor. Thank you for coming. Goodness, where are my manners? My name is Fina. A pleasure to meet you. And this is my sister. Suina. How do you do? Are you certain this is wise? I realize he is an ally of our people, but the ceremony is not meant for outsiders. We cannot go against Master Laniel's wishes. Besides, we may never again have such an opportunity. If you insist. Now, let me tell you about the ceremony. As Master Laniel has likely already explained, we will renew our bond with the Great Wood through prayer. To ensure our prayers reach to the gods, however, we must first beseech the spirits of the forest for our aid. Once summoned, we must prove ourselves worthy through combat. Only then will our prayers be delivered unto the heavens. As witness to the rites, it is up to you to do battle with the spirits, if you're still willing, of course. Wonderful. This will be a ceremony to be remembered. Shall we begin then? Close your eyes, and we will attempt to draw forth a spirit with our prayer. O gods of the Great Wood, bringers of bounty and wisdom, we call to you now to renew our vows. For the strength to protect these lands, to be the shield that guards against the accursed light, we seek combat with your children, the spirits of the woods, to prove to you our worth. By the gods. The spirits are of opposing forces. Fire and ice, a terrible omen. Our prayers are enough to suppress their strength, but we cannot cast them out alone. Please, you must strike them down before they wander off into the woods. Okay. You summoned them, though.
This is weird because, like, what kind of spirits and or gods would want to fight things?
I feel like this is hypothetical, or like ironic.
Maybe.
Maybe. I think there's that in all types of god lore. Gods always like to fight things. Stop freezing me.
But surely
Okay.
their attacks are just cancelling out and making you wet.
Bonk.
What? They're ice and then fire to melt it.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you for your help. But in light of what we have witnessed, I think it best we call off the ceremony for now. Spirits of opposing elements is the most dire of omens. The discord between them would prevent our prayers from reaching the gods. And this would not have happened were he not here. We may try again on the morrow, but he cannot be allowed to attend. Sister, please, he is our guest, handpicked by Master Lanil. My apologies. It seems your attendance was not meant to be. Would you go and inform Master Lanil of what happened? We must remain here and clear the altar. Damn. Oops, that's not what I meant.
Back so soon. What of the ceremony? Fire and ice. Thank goodness they were not hurt. It is never too late to begin the ceremony anew, but I fear the source of our troubles has naught to do with the spirits.
I'm sorry. First of all, free bird! Hell yeah! I can fly! But why is this a plus quest? What? You need to finish this one and the Great Serpent one to get the Beast Trap? Oh! I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's what I just looked up and yeah.
Okay. Seeing eye to eye. The twins weigh heavy on Lanil's mind.
The ritual to which you bore witness requires no less than 2 petitioners to summon the spirit of the wood, and they must be of one mind and one heart. Historically, it has always been blood relatives who were chosen. If what you say is true, and not 1, but 2 spirits answered the call, it is a sign of disharmony between them. Until we discover its source, attempting the ritual again could prove disastrous. But I fear the others will not be forthcoming with information were I to press the subject. For our esteemed guest and ally of Ronka, on the other hand, I believe they would be willing to speak freely. Would you speak with the people of Fanao and see if they know aught of any trouble between Fina and Siona?
Da-da-da-da! Fina and Suina? In all of Fanao, I can think of no one closer. 'Tis little wonder they were chosen to petition the spirits of the woods.
In a sense, we consider all here to be family, but twins are said to have an especially powerful bond.
Which is why has been so strange to see them argue in recent days. They have not been the same since the children in Yulmoren soldiers breached the border. Oh, we got the tea, chat. I spoke with Fina not long ago. She heard that I was considering leaving Fanao and wished to talk. It is a decision not to be made lightly, for we may never return once we leave. But now that you and your companions are here, I feel our duty has been fulfilled. I understand the ruins must be protected from the children, but what difference does one guard make? Fina shares my feelings on the matter, and has also considered leaving. Oh, that's the drama.
I speak with Serena quite often, actually, about our history and duty to the late Emperor. We were once a nomadic people, or so the legends say, but Ixmaja, in her boundless love, sought to bless us with her home, and so she appeared before the Emperor of Ronka in a dream, and bade him allow us into his kingdom. That is how we found our home and our purpose. Serena is determined to protect both.
Okay, so they have differing ways of how to go about this. Okay, Lanil.
I see. Fina yearns to explore the outside world, and Serena would remain hidden from it. For as long as I can remember, they were inseparable. Fina's mirthfulness tempered by Serena's pragmatism. I never realized such differences in principles could divide them so.
Really? You didn't think about that?
We have finished with the altar. I gather you have apprised Master Lenil of what happened? We wish to apologize for it.
There is no need. However, were you to petition the spirits again, I suspect that they would answer as they did before.
It will not happen again, I swear it. Please say you will let us try again.
Yes, let us try with one of our own and not this outsider. The summoning would have worked if not for him.
Enough, Serena. The problem lies not with our guest, but with you and your sister. You have been fighting over the future of Fano, is that right? Family is not meant to agree on everything, but fail to respect your differences, and before long you will have no family at all. What would become of Fano if the others shared in your contempt for one another? You are to prepare for another petitioning of the spirits, and I expect you to come to terms before then. If the ritual is to succeed, you must find harmony. I apologize for burdening you further, but may I ask you to accompany them?
Well, if there's no other way. No, of course.
We will make this work, I promise.
I will leave you to your work then. I fear you have a long day ahead of you.
Thanks. Don't tell me that. Please.
Man, the way the camera angle was...
I got 45 minutes. You got what?
The way the camera angle was, you got a really good look at their feet, and their shoes are so weird.
They are very heels. Mending fences. Mending fences. Lenil furrows her brow with the look of both concern and exasperation.
Once more I appoint you witness to the petition. But before there can be another ceremony, a new set of offerings must be made ready, an oblation of meats and fruits favored by the gods. Might I ask you to help with their preparations? Very good. The three of you together should finish in no time at all. When you have gathered what is required, you are to report back to me at once.
I will go ahead and begin searching for fruits. I suppose I will hunt for meat, though it would be faster to handle this all myself.
Selena's.
Oh my god, what did I just say to you about harmony? I never realized she had grown so cold. She has always been quite prideful and committed to protecting our traditions. I understand her reservations about permitting outsiders into our woods, but to be so unwelcoming even to allies of Ronka for whom we have waited all these years, it concerns me greatly. Meanwhile, Fina seems more than willing to be the perfect host, but now I wonder if her enthusiasm is genuine. With what you have learned from the others, perhaps now you can get through to Fina and Suina, convince them to speak of their troubles. Suina is by far the most stubborn of the two. Reach her with your words, and Fina too will open up to you before long.
Again, she chooses you as witness. Well, let us get this over with. We require the meat of blue stags for the offering. 3 stags should supply us with enough, I think. If you can handle that, I will gather the rest.
I was hoping I'd get that while Quinn was killing it.
I don't think this will count if you're not grouped.
Yeah, no, it will. As long as we both hit it.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't get the hit in time.
Well, and the one Quinn was killing at that point was a doe, not a stag.
Oh. No, it was marked. I thought.
I don't think the first one was.
Oh. And there's one over here.
I mean, I could be wrong too, but...
Lahi? Oh. Oh, I accidentally got my pixie. Hell yeah, Quinn. Let's go. Embraced by gods. Do I have that title? I don't know what that would be from. But it.
Well,
Squiddy wants to be in on this conversation.
not bad. Perhaps you are worthy of the others' praise. You were not quite as fast as my bow, though after all my training, I would be surprised if you were. All that training to provide for Fano and protect the ruins. Growing up, I believed we would always be able to defend these woods on our own, but now... Never mind. Would you go and check on Fina? I will see if there's aught else worth hunting. There you are. I take it Suina's turned you away? Well, you are more than welcome here. I'm having trouble finding suitable mushrooms for the offering. If you could bring me 3, I would be forever grateful.
So she's wondering if Fina's genuine. I think Fina's genuine. I just think Fina feels bad because Fina wants to leave, and clearly her sister's upset at her for it. So she's trying to, like, make amends by making this ritual work. So hopefully her sister won't be as mad at her, or I don't know. Like, that's where I think Fina's emotions are coming from. Got it. Got all the mushrooms. Were you able to find anything promising? I don't know, here's some caps. Yes, these will do nicely. Thank you. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I could work alongside one from outside the Great Wood. Yet here you are, and now I cannot help but wonder, what if the future of Fano lies beyond our borders? The captain of your Crystarium is Vise, yes? Those who leave our village are never to return, but she is proof that they may yet go on to do great things. We could reach out to them, allow them to go freely between here and their new homes, perhaps even establish new settlements. The Vise would thrive and the future of Fano would be secure. That is how I wish to honor our duty to Zemnance, by finding our sisters who left the Great Wood. But that also means leaving behind Suina. Oh, how I wish she would understand. I think it is time I talked with her. Ah! Suina, she's in trouble. I guess you know her by her scream. That's concerning. Oh my god, there's 4. Wait, how did you spawn yours, but they didn't aggro on you yet? That's impressive. How the fuck? Or did I just have good timing to come in while yours respawned? Hell yeah. Let's go. Buzzin' buddies. That's about my Squiddy, by the way. Oh.
You. Of course it would be you. And now the beasts are gone. No matter. I will find another.
Suina, no. This is all my fault. When he and his comrades first arrived in Fano, I was elated. Everyone was. It was a chance to learn about the world beyond the Great Wood. But I never stopped to consider your feelings. What you might think if you left Fano? I have always known of your desire to see the outside world. I have only myself to blame for not voicing my concerns. Times have changed, and with your arrival, the greatest of our duties to the late Emperor has been fulfilled. The ruins still require our protection, but perhaps we can find another way. One that does not require we sacrifice our freedom. It would be selfish of me to deny you from your dreams for the sake of tradition. You would not be the first nor the last to leave Fano.
No matter where you go, we will always be family. Oh, Serena.
I would say she has no intention of abandoning Fan now because of reassurance.
What does he mean by this, sister?
Yeah, I just ratted her out. That was the other thing I was concerned about.
You are incredibly talented, and you will make a fine member of the Guard someday. But we are not all suited for such duty, and those that are grow fewer and fewer. We need help, sister. The V's who now lead lives beyond the Greatwood. And you would find them for us? Then I would make of Fanau a village that welcomes them home with open arms. It is a chance to prosper as we once did before the flood, to ensure we carry on the legacy of our forebears. We must seize it, sister, together.
I know not what to say.
A word of thanks, perhaps, to our friend here. If not for him, we would still be at odds.
Why, you almost sound sincere, sister.
If you are done with your jokes, we should be heading back. Leniel will be worried.
Aw, they're the two sisters that bring the outside world to Fano. Cute.
Now that you have the offering, it is time we talked.
No need, Master Leniel. Fina and I are fine. Better than fine. Change has come quickly to Fanau, and we allowed it to divide us when we should have embraced it together. We have learned from our mistake, and come to understand that, though we walk different paths, our goal is the same. That is all that matters in the end.
Well, it is certainly good to see you two are back to your old selves.
As she says that to me instead of facing them.
Well, we did have a little help.
All right. I see. Demona's already finished. Hearts as one. Fina and Suina are prepared to fulfill their duty.
It is time, Kat. Fina and I will make ready for the ritual. Meet with us at the Morning Stars when you are ready.
All right. Ba-ba-da-ba.
Let us begin.
Oh.
O spirits of the wood, hear us. We seek to renew our vow to the gods of the Greatwood.
For the strength to protect these lands, to be the shield that guards against the accursed light, we demand trial by combat to prove our worth.
To Oxcharl, keeper of the winds. To Oxgatorl, keeper of the flames. To Ixloqua, bringer of rain. To Ixanpa, bringer of the harvest. We beseech you. Spirits of the wood, hear our prayers and deliver them.
That's more than you said the first time. Maybe that's why it don't work. Just lightning.
A spirit of lightning. A spirit born of wind and rain, whose spark brings fire, and from the ashes may come a rich harvest.
Our prayers will reach, sister. There will be no doubt.
As witness to our petition, we ask you now with slaying this spirit.
Task you now.
Go forth and see our prayers delivered to the heavens.
I got you. Lahi! Oh. It's mostly dead. Did I get the hit? Oh wait, no, there's two! I guess that was Quinn's and this one's mine? They were just like perfectly inside each other, or mine hadn't spawned yet. Sorry, Quinn. There we go.
I'm healing Quinn.
Thank you, Quinn.
The spirit is slain. You did it. I confess I had my doubts at first, but you performed your duty admirably. Would you go and relay the good news to Master Leniel? We will be along shortly.
All right. Teleporting, because I am impatient. All right, Leniel. Oh.
Fina, Serena, I take it you were successful this time?
Yes, Master Lineal. Everything is as it should be.
Though we see the world through different eyes, it does not change how we feel about the Great Wood. In matters concerning Fanao, we are of one heart and one mind.
And it is by the strength of your kinship that the Vise shall be blessed for years to come. As you know all too well, the fulfillment of our duty to the allies of Ronka has necessitated change, and no few of our number feel uncertain of the future. But I believe we have found the answer to our woes, the means by which we may see Fanao thrive once more. For centuries we have trusted none save our own, and that will prove our downfall, for none can survive in this world alone, not even the guardians of Ixmaja. There is much to be gained from opening our doors to the outside world, and your presence in Fanao has proven that. On behalf of all the Vise, you have our humblest thanks.
Oh.
As for you two, I expect great things of you in the future.
Thank you, Master Lineal. We will not disappoint you. Fina has decided to venture out into the world to find more of our fellow V's who might be willing to return home.
And Suina has pledged to protect Fanao and help make our village a place where they will feel welcome. Two paths to the same goal. Still, I will miss you dearly when you are gone. But I have yet to even decide where I will go, sister. There was still time for us to be together. No. Cute. Oh, I gotta choose. Money. All right. Now they're all there. Protectors of the Wood. Fina would take another step to realizing her dream. Kat, you could not have come at a better time. Suina and I have been given leave to explore beyond the borders of Mixmaya.
As we know nothing of what lies past the borders of the Great Wood, I suggested we visit somewhere close to home, Slitherbough.
For us to go alone, would likely incite panic. In your company, however, they might be at ease. I apologize for this abrupt request, but we would be most grateful if you could introduce us to the people there.
Then it is settled. We will await you at the Wild Fate, near the entrance of Slitherbough.
All right. Da-da-da-da.
If you know these two, would you mind?
Oh.
We've been expecting you, Kat. Your coming was foretold in the Gospel of Qinfort. The Great Serpent speaks to me once more of azure flowers, sacred temples, and secrets engraved on an ancient tablet. A calamity is upon us, friend, and our divine protector would see it averted once more.
He was hell's-bent on coming here, and somehow dragged me along with him. Though I wasn't exactly inclined to stay behind, seeing as how his visions have been right before.
Do you know anything of this talk of visions and calamities?
A calamity, yes. It can only be avoided with the guidance of the Great Serpent. Have you seen it?
We do not know this Great Serpent, but if it's snakes you seek, we will find them along the banks of Mjol's Regret. I have no idea how to pronounce nothing but consonants.
Yes, it makes sense it would be near water. After all, it was at Lake Tusi Nektar that we first met. Oh, Great Serpent, your servant comes for you.
Wait! It is not safe to go alone in these woods.
apologize for his unusual behavior. He means well.
Perhaps, but such recklessness can prove fatal. Kat, would you go and make sure they're safe? While you see to them, I will take this one to Fanau.
All right. Uh-oh. So many! Because I did them, I'm trying to help Quinn by healing Quinn, but, cannot target on controller easily. So I'll just murder. Squiddy ran over like, I'm here! But yeah, I did them after all the MSQ, so I don't know when they actually unlock. Banana! Quinn Fort? He found him.
I am glad to see you are unharmed, great serpent.
Scree! You refused to leave without that thing. I presume this is the great serpent he was looking for?
I beseech you, give me a sign. What calamity would threaten the forest?
We should return to Fanau and consult Master Lanil. She will know how to handle this. Oh, there he goes bouncing.
Wait, O Great One, this ground is not fit for you to slither upon. Allow me to carry you.
He bounces, he don't slither, he fine. Oh my god.
They bring with them 2 guests from Slitherbow. Very well, let us see what they have to say.
Okay.
This is the Great Serpent.
Scree!
A most fortuitous turn of events. This gift you speak of is not unknown to us, though it is rare. A child of Fanau born with such a gift would be appointed Keeper of Whispers. It would be most unwise to ignore this vision.
Keeper of Whispers. Yes, I rather like that title.
He also spoke of a monstrous snake in the lake to the west. Perhaps he meant the legend of Lozatl and its battle with the winged serpent?
There are a number of tablets in the Great Pyramid of Uxner which tell of such tales. The one we seek may be among them. However, only the Emperor of one or one of sufficient status may pass through those hallowed halls. As bearer of the seal of Ronka, you have been granted leave to enter. If you would bring me the tablet, I can decipher its writings.
Might I accompany him? Not inside, of course, but close enough to see the temples I have beheld in my visions.
We can escort you, but you must not run off as you did before.
Right, put that boy on a lead.
Aw. He's just hanging out with her. Though you cannot read its script, you see the image of a coral is engraved on the tablet. This likely has nothing to do with the Grey Serpent. Though you cannot read its script, you see an image of a snake is engraved on the tablet. You tuck it away in your clothing for safekeeping. Oh, I found it. Well, I guess I should still go see the other area.
Where? You're wearing like skin tight fucking nonsense. Where are you tucking anything away?
That's a good question. Mary Poppins. Quinn Fort was, by the way, who he was insinuating to go with him.
Yeah. Quinn was hitting on Quinn.
Oh, Quinn Fort. Ah, wait. Though you cannot read its script, you see the image of an Amazu is engraved on the tablet. This likely has nothing to do with the Grey Serpent. We have never
Oh,
seen
God.
Namazu here on the first.
These poor people.
That's amazing. Well, they don't exist here anymore. They might have gotten wiped away by the flood.
Oh, good.
A tablet, you found it. Come, I would know what secrets it hides.
Oh. That was very uneventful.
How did you fare in the Great Pyramid?
Ancient stone tablet.
Yes, this is indeed the tablet we were looking for. A moment while I pore over its writings.
Oh.
Thank you for your patience. I have finished deciphering the tablet, and its contents were informative. By the Emperor's command, the stone giant Lozatl did clash with the serpent. The battle raged for many days and many nights, and finally, the ancient guardian stood triumphant. The dreaded snake was sealed in an immense jewel, its true name never to be uttered again. The years spent in slumber quelled its rage, and the seething ire it once exuded became a benign aura. Man came to worship the jewel, and thus the great destroyer became the great protector of the wood. After the great sealing, the Emperor commanded his fiercest sentinels to the east to keep guard of the great pyramid of Uxner. To the west, he sent his priests who would watch over the slumbering serpent from the covered halls of Dwartel. Together they would protect the empire, and so did it thrive. Alas, in a strange twist of fate, the temple to the west would be submerged beneath the waters of Lake Tusi Mektar, its priests drowned. Lamenting their loss, the great protector thrashed and writhed within the great jewel, stirring the power of the earth, causing the trees to grow ever thicker, ever greener. And the guards of the pyramid would become guardians of an ever-expanding forest.
And the eyes have remained here all this time. Incredible.
But Master Lanil, were they really protectors other than us in the Great Wood?
I cannot say for certain, but this is not the first time I have read such claims in our ancient texts.
Can you imagine it? 2 tribes protecting the whole of Raktika.
Even assuming they existed, we would have no way of tracing their lineage. But I do not think these priests are who we were meant to find. One who shares their gift and reverence for Ronka now stands before us.
We would be honored to work alongside you in protecting Raktika and the ruins of Ronka.
It would be an honor, but I fear I am not worthy of such a position.
It is not a question of worthiness. It matters only that you are willing. And when the time comes, I intend to leave and search for our V's sister who would join us.
Perhaps this is the calamity my visions foretold, the plight of your people, the growing reality that Ronka's history may one day be lost to time. And the great serpent has chosen me to be your savior, a new keeper of whispers to protect and serve the Great Wood.
Where'd he go? Speaking of which, where did the snake go? It was here but a moment ago.
Returned to slumber, no doubt. But should the great serpent have need of us again, I will be here waiting, listening.
Oh, hi. He's right here.
If his head weren't in the clouds, he might notice. I don't suppose you'd be willing to take it with you before he comes to his senses? So long as it remains here, I'm afraid he'll be convinced a calamity looms around every corner.
Scream!
As it lets itself be known. Go on, take it. If all that stuff about the Great Serpent is true, we'll still have his visions to warn us of danger.
It would seem friends of Fanao can be found closer to us than I dared hope. I will consult our chieftainess that we may formalize an alliance with Slitherbow.
An alliance, yes. We will protect Raktika as they did in the days of the Empire, villages of the East and West working together as one.
He's so excited. Hey! Da da da. We got him! Quinn's dead. But we got him! There he is. The stewards of note. The woman before you looks off into the distance with a visibly fretful expression.
Oh, hello there. You're the sweet young man staying with Master Matoya, are you not? I've been meaning to thank you for looking after my boy that one time. His name's Valen. You remember him, don't you? He's always running around with his friend Qinfort. You know, the one who so much enjoys hearing the sound of his own voice? Why, just moments ago he rushed in here, then went dashing off, shouting about how he'd made a discovery of staggering import over in Fanao. Valen, bless his heart, went running after him. I know these parts aren't as dangerous as they once were, and Qinfort apparently has made some friends among the V's. But still, I can't help but worry. Would you be so kind as to follow after them, and make sure Valen doesn't get into anything over his head? You can tell him his mother sent you.
How old are they? They look like adults. But your mother looks like she's fucking your age. What the fuck? Also, pink hair runs in the family, apparently. Oh shit, it's cutscene. For the last time, Qinfort, would it kill you to actually explain yourself before you go dashing around the forest like a madman?
What nonsense do you speak, Valan? The Keeper of Whispers would never be so insolent as to keep the gods waiting when they would share with me their wisdom. Why, the mere notion is preposterous, blasphemous even.
Hi. Cat. Whatever are you doing here? Your mom sent me. My mother sent you? Dear heavens, I'm sorry for dragging you into this. As you might suspect, Qinfort's ranting and raving about the will of the wood again. When he ran off shouting about prophecies, I simply had to follow along to make sure he didn't get himself into any trouble. The V's said we were welcome at any time, of course, but would it kill the man to be a bit more circumspect? Oh, that reminds me. Whatever happened to that squirmy little fellow that Qinfort, for whatever ungodly reason, believes to be the Great Serpent of Ronka? Does it still travel with you? Or did it get squimpshed somewhere along the way? Squashed. Squished. Ah!
What ignorance is this, Valan? The Divine Protector has returned to slumber in its nest, deep in the heart of Raktika, from which it speaks to me in my dreams even now.
Well, this is awkward because it's following me. Right now.
Scream!
Yeah, see?
Oh, Great One, is it truly you? Return to grace your loyal servant with your presence in this time of need. Truly, the wood has answered my pleas.
If the Great Serpent has been with you all this time, Cat, I can only imagine what sort of dreams he's been having. And yet, as skeptical as I am, the V's seem to put stock into his visions. If there's even a hint of truth to them, who knows what we're in for?
I know, my good friend, for I have seen it 1,000,000 times in my visions. This venerable forest is on the verge of entering a new age of harmony, for the great serpent shall let out a mighty cry, and in so doing summon forth they who did serve great Ronka in times of eld. Verily, the arrival of the heirs to wisdom ancient and true is nigh at hand. Now is the time. We must follow where the great serpent leads, and in doing so lay claim to a great future.
Oh, okay, bye. Quinfort! Not again. I'm sorry to impose, Cap, but would you mind helping me go after him? There's only one path forward through the forest, so he shouldn't be too hard to find. Okay. Destination. Look! Over in that flower bed, someone's there. Oh shit. Oh.
A rat who speaks? Who are you, and why do you trespass on her sacred forest? Answer me, or we will be dining on rat stew this night.
Do you want to be the tall one and I'll be the small one?
Okay, which one's talking?
I think the tall one.
Okay.
Ye gads, how do have mercy. I assure you, yes, most assuredly, that we come in peace. Put down your arms! If my visions speak true, and I have never known them to speak otherwise, this mousy fellow and his diminutive companion are none other than the descendants of a proud Ronkan tribe of old.
You are from Slitherbow, yes? One of the so-called Knights Blessed?
There you are. I swear, Quinfort, do you take pleasure in driving me mad? Forgive my friend here. He simply cannot control himself sometimes. I promise you I'll give him a stern talking to when we get home. Now, Quinfort.
Friends with the ally of Ronka, are you? You are quite bold, or quite foolish, to rush forward before the spear point of the V's as you did. And who, or what, is this one? I have not seen him or any like his ilk before. And yet you say he is a descendant of the proud tribe of Ronka.
Most assuredly so, for I did foresee his coming in a vision granted to me by none other than the great serpent itself.
It's got a hat!
It's got a headshot.
Squee! And there's mine. Scree? Scree! Look, Father, there's two of them.
Another serpent? Really, I'd be surprised there's like another tribe here that's the same as home.
What is this? The great serpent travels with you as well? Curious, how very curious indeed. A most auspicious encounter this is. For a friend of the great serpent is a friend of ours, yes? Pray, my good sir, do enlighten us as to the name of your most ancient and venerable tribe. We are the Qitari. You call us an ancient and venerable tribe, and I cannot deny that we are very much that.
The Qitari? That is a name I have heard from my elders, and yet I was told that the last Qitari vanished 100 years ago. Those of us born after the flood never paid the stories much heed, but you say that we truly stand before a Qitari in the flesh? However it may be, it is clear that the ally of Ronka and his friends mean us no harm. Let us put down our arms.
actually really like their dragoon spears. A lot. Wrapped in chains.
Father and I come in search of a great artifact of our past. Great stones buried deep in a cave by his father's father's fathers. How many fathers were there again, Father? Scream!
Stylish serpent.
Have you forgotten your manners? It would be untoward not to introduce ourselves to our honored new friends. I am Kital Natal of the Qitari, and this is my foolish child, Quattle. Do forgive us for our impropriety.
Yes, do forgive us for our impropriety.
For nigh on a century, our tribe has made its home in the shadow of the light, deep in the forest on the far side of Kitana Raval, by the rushing waters of Raktika Falls. We did not always hide in the darkness. This place we now stand was once our home. Then came that fateful day when the skies were flooded with light. Facing certain dooms, our forebears fled the forests, but not before a band of the bravest gave their lives to store away our greatest treasures for safekeeping, with the hope that one day their children's children might unearth them anew. These are the artifacts of which my son spoke. The Qitari Stellae, mighty stone monoliths engraved with the accumulated knowledge of our people in its entirety. Chief among it, the knowledge of cutting fingernails. We don't know how.
No, their nails are very long.
Of course, it is precisely as I saw it in the visions of the great serpent bestowed upon me, a proud and ancient tribe of scribes and scholars, the stewards of knowledge of ancient Ronka. Now how? You are most insightful, my friend. Indeed, we were once known as the Stewards of Note, a title that fittingly describes both our duties as keepers of written knowledge and the surpassing aptitude with which we pursued the task. Our ancestors served proudly as scribes and scriveners for many a generation of Ronkan emperors. It is a role that came quite naturally to our people, for you see, we are not blessed with the longer lifespans of your kind. Thus, from our earliest days, we have been most meticulous about recording the happenings and learnings of our lives in precise and painstaking detail. The Qitari Stellae, or more specifically the carvings and etchings that grace the surfaces, represent the summation of all the knowledge and wisdom we have acquired over the years. They represent, one might say, the collective memory of our people, passed down through the ages from generation to generation.
Long have we dreamed of returning here to search for the stones and reclaiming our legacy. And yet, nasty sin eaters and worse stood in our path, making the journey far too perilous to even attempt. Then one day, the skies turned dark. I trembled in terror, but next thing I knew, the great serpent was hopping and squirming beside me. He told me that the path through the ravel had been cleared, and we were free to go home at last.
Precisely. And so it was that my boy and I received the blessings of our fellow Qitari and became the first of our kind in generations to return to this part of the Great Wood. Unfortunately, we were immediately set upon by all sorts of nasty creatures, forcing us to retreat and ponder our course of action.
Where we came upon you and threatened you at spear point. Pray forgive us, allies of Ronka. We knew not who you were, nor all you had suffered to arrive here. You intend to remain here in the Great Wood to search for these stellae of yours, was it? Worry not. We shall tell all in Fanau of you, that you are friends and not to be harmed. And with that, we must be on our way. Go in peace. Bye, pretty bun girls.
Dear me, but that was a close one, wasn't it? I was all but certain Chakaril and I were going to end up skewered. Were it up to me, I would have left the boy behind for his safety, but he is ever a curious one and would hear nothing of it.
I'm not a child anymore, Father. I am all of 3 summers.
3? Why, when I was 3, I could barely walk straight. Yeah, we're very inefficient species.
Oh, I do not doubt that is so, good sir. But for our people, the oldest of whom would be lucky to see 20 summers, Chakol here is almost a Qitari grown.
Ah!
But enough about us. If I might change the subject, you know your way around the Great Wood, yes? I have reason to believe that our forefathers buried the stelae in a cavern that extends deep into the mountains near the Oxtalan Gap. Perhaps you might be willing to...
Scree! Scree! Come, Father, we must follow him.
But of course, it all makes sense now. It is the great serpent who guided you here to us, and now, together, we must heed its clarion call. Say no more, great stewards of Ronka. It would be our honor to assist you in your noble cause. That is most kind of you, good sir. In that case, pray allow me to oblige. Let us follow where the Great One leads.
What an exchange.
Oh, look at him.
We found another. Look at Squish. Hi, Bella Coco. Look at him, Squimsh. Look at him. In all of his scree glory. Oh. Never mind, it's a gutsy.
Father, could this be the place?
Let us say now. The mark on the cave's entrance appears to be an ancient Ronkan ward. This is promising, and yet problematic. Do allow me to explain. We Qitari worship Oxtalan, god of the dead in the world below. Our forebears no doubt believed that if they sealed away the stelae deep within the bowels of the land, Dalan himself would watch over them and keep them safe until the day the descendants returned. Most fascinating. Your knowledge of Ronkan tradition is impressive indeed. However do you manage to know so much despite your chronicles of history being lost to you for so long? Many ruins can be found near Raktika Falls, within the wood we have called home since the flood. We have made an effort to explore and excavate them as best we could, that our Ronkan roots would not be entirely forgotten. A most admirable goal, and one near and dear to my own heart as well. For you see, I am one of the Knights Blessed who traveled to these parts after the flood. I too have a deep personal interest in the beliefs and traditions of the ancient civilization that once flourished here. In fact, I have done extensive research looking into my own ancestors, and was pleased to discover that I can trace my lineage back to none other than the great sage Dwartel himself. And Cat here is a true ally of Ronka. Why, as the V's tell it, his coming was foretold by the last emperor himself. The descendants of Ronka and their allies reunited across the years? Oh, joyous day! This meeting must truly be a gift from the Great Serpent.
I can vouch for Cat here. He is the very man who drove the Light Warden from these lands. As for the descendant of the great sage, what's his name, I'd suggest you let at least half of his ramblings go in one ear and out the other.
Could it truly be? But yes, our hero stands before us. We watched your battle in the Ravel from the shadows. The moment you struck down that beast of light, we knew that a new age was nigh. Oh, never have I seen such gallantry and valor.
The way they, like, move, or shake, I guess you could say, it almost looks like that's their breathing pace, and that they're constantly hyperventilating.
Yeah, no, I think that is it.
Oh my god.
I saw the battle too. Never have I seen some Valentrian Galler.
He's trying.
At any rate, my good sirs, I am keen to begin the excavation, but I fear it won't be so simple. The warding seal here bars our entrance, and we will have to find a way to break it if we hope to proceed. If what I have gleaned from my research is correct, this will require an object of immense arcane power, a relic that will speak to the seal and convey that the Qitari have returned to claim what is ours, an object imbued with the mystical energies of the forest itself.
Yes, an object with the glow of the great wood. As you always say, Father, I shall find it for you.
Your enthusiasm is admirable, Checkle, but let us not get ahead of ourselves. This is a perilous place, and I have no intention of seeing you get snatched up by some terrible beast.
Aw, I wanted that, though.
And so I turn to the hero of the rabble and the son of Dwartle. My good sirs, might you know of someone who could aid us in our search?
You can trust me. I'm a botanist.
How lucky days. Clearly you are not merely a hero on the battlefield, but a man of many talents indeed. We would be ever so indebted to you if we could impose upon you just this once.
Yes, we will be most indebted, my good madam. Or was it sir? Father, I can never tell which is which.
Thank you. That's a compliment. Call me both.
In the crackling Checker, we must find a way to open this portal at once, that we might summon our fellow stewards here and begin searching for the Stellae in earnest.
Katarl said no pronouns, only work.
Our ally of Ronka, Qitari Nuttall of the Qitari bows down and beseeches you. Will you lend us your aid and help my people reclaim our long-lost legacy? I promise you the debt will not go unpaid. I realise I ask much of you, and so soon after we met. Needless to say, pray take as much time as you require to consider our offer. Should you be inclined to offer your strength and wisdom to us, just say the word.
I'm ready. Word. I said the word.
I am happy to greet you again, my good sir. What say you? Have you given any thought to my entreaty?
Yeah, an ally of Ronka has more important things to do. Stands with you.
Powerfully spoken, Cat. Truly this shall mark a new dawn in the annals of Ronkan history. As the great sage is my witness, I say, let the Qitari rise to glory anew.
We are truly in your debt, ally of Ronka. I entrust the vital task of finding an object with the glow of the great wood to you. As for where to begin your search...
Leave that to me, my long-snouted friend. Did you mayhap notice that the serpent your dear Chakurl brought along has a rather distinctive pattern of scales on its most exquisite body? I have reason to believe that this pattern will indeed lead us to that which we seek.
Scream!
Hark unto the serpent's cry, and know that the points of light that glow amidst the stripes represent those precise spots where the aether that flows through the great wood is most densely concentrated. Behold, here in the northwestern reaches of the blind forest of Ixmaja, conveniently marked by this slimy little scar, we can see what is doubtless a convergence of sorts. If anywhere, it is there we will find a specimen of sufficient power to breach the seal.
Oh, if the son of Dwartle says it is so, then surely it would behoove us to pay heed. When you return with the relic, pray let Chekurl see it once. I would have my boy gain first-hand knowledge of the wisdom of his forefathers.
All right, let's go find it. Grab one. I did it. All right.
You have returned. And what's this? Do I see something glowing on your person? Here you go. Why, it's beautiful. Oh, thank you, Sir Madam. Or was it Madam, Sir? Now, Father says I need to simply put it at the door and...
Oh. Madam, Sir. Sir, Madam. I'm opposed to neither. What in the Indiana Jones?
My word, it opens. How splendid, splendiferous.
Splendiferous. Indeed. Look, Father, the seal is broken.
It has, Chekurl, it has. And with this, after 100 years, we stand on the verge of reclaiming our legacy. But our task has only begun. There will be digging, yes, much digging, and delving. We must relay the triumphant tidings to our tribesmen and summon them here to assist in the excavation. Yes, from this day the stewards will not rest until a new page in the annals of Qitari history has been writ.
Oh, do not worry, Father. I will work as hard as any steward to reclaim our legacy. Oh, Sir Madam Cat, will you help us in our quest, yes?
Yay! Oh. We got music. I never hear this because I usually have mount music on, so. Sealed tight for a century, the door to the ancient cave now lies open, and the Qitari excavation effort can begin in earnest.
Good, Cat. You must meet my mother. Mother will be running the camp and seeing that everything is in order. Isn't that right, Mother? Yes? My son speaks true. Reclaiming our history is about more than grand discoveries and ancient artifacts. There is much that must be done to ensure we can go about our daily lives in this place. And so I would call upon you for aid from time to time, if you would not be disinclined to help us.
Will the steward's excavation effort succeed? Will the lost stele of the Qitari return to the light that young Chekurl might one day know the wisdom of his ancestors? Or are ancient secrets destined to stay forever shrouded in darkness? Only the gods know.
Scree!
What in the cartoon? Oh, okay. Tribal quest complete. Dun, dun, dun. We're now friendly. You have now achieved friendly. Tribal quests are now available. And may purchase wares. With my compliments. What to the chef? Wisdom of the night. Chekurl's eyes eagerly dart about the cave of Hoppel's Stopple. These are names. Oh my god.
Good, Madam. It was Madam, wasn't it? Mother tells me you've been working your tail off around the stopple. Is that why I can't see your tail, perhaps?
Don't talk about how buns don't have tails. It's very upsetting.
Anyhow, thanks to you, Father says that we're ready to begin the excavation.
Vacation.
Ex-vacation. Isn't this also exciting? Chikoral, we must remember to remain calm and composed. These caves are vast, their tunnels burrowing deep into the bowels of the land. Slow, steady, and circumspect is the order of the day. As we speak, a preliminary exploration team is surveying the tunnels to determine where we might best begin the excavation. We will await their findings before deciding the best way to move forward. Understood, Father. I promise to be circumspect. Does that mean we can begin digging already? Tawarl Manor? What news from the depths? Digmaster Qitari, I fear we encountered something rather unexpected. I fear we may not be able to commence the excavation effort as quickly as we had hoped. We can't start digging? But why? But what did you find down there? No sooner had we stepped through the entrance, our whiskers twitching in anticipation of the wonders that awaited, than did we see them. Nasty creatures swarming in every nook and cranny of the caves. A most troubling development indeed. We Qitari are scribes, not warriors. Indeed, it was the presence of fearsome fiends, and worse, blocking our way through the rabble that kept us trapped for 100 years. Are we doomed to suffer a similar fate here?
I can do more than just gather things. I don't feel like I need to boast.
The ally of Ronka and bringer of the night would fell these terrible beasts for us? I would like little more than to take advantage of your kindness, but I fear there is a rub. A rub? A rub. In our preliminary explorations of the Stopple, we have discovered that another ward seals off the tunnels below. A ward not unlike the one that barred the entrance, but the one notable and unfortunate difference. I read that funny. It is a ward impassable to all but the servants of Dalan, namely the Qitari. No, I fear we must have to find our own way to dispatch the beasts that have burrowed their way up from the depths. But without Sir Madam Cat's aid, we'll be chewed up the moment we step in there, tails and whiskers and all. Screed! The great serpent, it speaks! Indeed, and yet it does not move. Till now, we had only to follow where it goes. This time, it appears we must fully grasp the import of his message. A message which, sadly, is beyond my comprehension. If only there were someone who... But of course, the son of Dwaddle. The son of... You mean that tall fellow who likes to wave his arms in the air when he talks? The very same. Cat, it appears we will require assistance once more. Might you be so kind as to see my boy safely to Slitherbow, that he might summon this Qinfort for us? Would you kindly, Cat? Father and I would appreciate it ever so muchly and more. Now come along, Great Serpent.
I'm trying my best. I don't remember. What's this you say? Fell beasts prowl the tunnels at every turn. No doubt they are remnants of the shadow that wander the forests come to life. Demons come to suck dry the currents of aether that give the great wood life, reducing our home to a withered husk. They could be that, or they could simply be nasty little brutes that crawl their way up from between the rocks. You know, like the ones around here.
Balin, my good Sir Madam, you know of these creatures too?
Oh, I'm so far away, I just realized. My bad. I do. Mother tells me that when our ancestors first came to Slitherbow, they were set upon by a swarm of ravenous creatures that crawled up from below. Fortunately, one of the elder priests managed to utter an incantation that drove them away. If you look closely at the walls around us, you can see glyphs carved in them. The same protective magic that saved our forefathers then has been worked into the very walls around us. In a sense, the settlement of Slitherbough itself serves as a ward against the dangers that lurk beneath us. Just so, Valen. And it is precisely wards and incantations of this sort that I have made the focus of my studies of late.
I remain ever impressed with your knowledge, my good Sir Madams. Might it be too much to ask if you could teach this incantation to the Great Serpent, that he might protect us in our expedition below? Scream!
What blasphemy do you speak, child? Do you think me, a humble servant of the woods, so brazen as to believe he could enlighten the divine protector itself? Look, this isn't exactly my area of expertise, but it strikes me that there might be a simpler way to approach this. Why don't we simply fashion a talisman, or two of them? You know, like the ones we've used to keep danger at bay. I can craft a simple object to serve as the vessel. Then Qinfort can mutter a few words and enchant it as he sees fit. Tradition dictates that the talisman be fashioned from materials indelibly connected to the bearer's home. Those of us who live in Slitherbough usually gather what we need from the Sitia swamps, but for our Qitari friends, we'll have to look further east. Kat, your knowledge of trees and shrubs just might serve us well here. Why don't you head over to Mjol's Regret and see if you can't find us a special cocoon. It's a casing of spun silk that we often carry about to ward off danger. And I shall immediately begin weaving an incantation, especially tailored to protect our good friends from the sort of terrifying creatures that infest the caves and tunnels they seek to explore. A foolproof plan if ever there was one. I think I read that funny. Chacoral, you can stay here with me in Slitherbough and help me collect the other materials I need. It'll be the perfect opportunity to introduce you to my fellow blessed. Once we have everything we need, let's meet up again at Hoppelstapel. I want to test the effectiveness of the talisman for myself before we leave Chacoral and his friends on their own. Oh, okay. Let's go gather some shit. I did it. Hell yeah. Oh, there you are. Were you able to find something suitable for making our talisman?
I found a cocoon.
Why, yes. This should serve us quite well. Just give me a moment or two. I'll round up the materials Chacoral and I gathered from the village and whip up something in no time. Oh, yay. Just add a feather here, and here, then thread through this length of rope and... Yes, this should do it.
It's beautiful. And this will let us begin the vacation in safety, you say?
Not so fast. The talisman needs to be enchanted before it's of any use. As it is now, it's little more than a fancy little ornament. Well, Qinfort, this is the moment you've been waiting for, isn't it? Say no more. Stand back and bear witness as Qinfort, descendant of Dwaddle, weaves an incantation, the likes of which your eyes have never seen. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Worry not, dear Valen. In truth, at first, I was uncertain which of the many prayers I have memorized would serve us best. A traditional chant of the Knights Blessed. But wait, the Qitari are an ancient race, so perhaps this calls for an incantation of ancient Ronka. Long did I ponder. Choose poorly, after all, and it could mean death and destruction for our friends, if not the forest itself. Fortunately, it was then that the Great Serpent came to me in a vision, enlightening me as to the precise words that will deliver us to salvation. Words which have long been writ in the Gospel of Qinfort. You're going to enchant this talisman with ramblings from your dream diary? Now I really have a bad feeling about this. Oh my god, what's the drum roll? Do not be silly, Valen. The Great Serpent speaks through me, and I am but a vessel for his divine wisdom. Hark! It is precisely as it says in chapter 52, verse 5. The goddess's The goddess's claws stained cerulean. She did await the arrival of the stewards. The coming of the darkness marked a new dawn. A proud people turned to the wood where the egg once fell from high above. O great serpent of Ronka, gifted to us by the heavens, hear the plea of the great sage's scion, and guide the children of Ronka safely to the ancestral home. O great serpent, do tell me were my prayers heard?
Scree! Why, I've never heard an incantation so inspiring. Your powers truly are something else, Master Quinfort.
Oh, you are wise beyond your years, my young Qitari friend. My knowledge is vast, my powers indeed prodigious, and it is more than an honor to wield them in service to our esteemed people. Though he's prone to bouts of madness from time to time, Quinfort is an accomplished priest. The talisman should serve you well.
Splendid. Our excavation efforts has already been delayed for far longer than we can afford. Well, Chakurl, this is the moment of truth. There is no telling what dangers lurk beneath us. Are you quite certain you wish to accompany me to the tunnels below? But of course, Father. Why else would I have come to this place with you? Together, we will unearth the secrets of our forefathers and reclaim our history. Very well. It is clear you do not take the task lightly. Perhaps you are coming of age after all, and with that, I believe it's time we start digging. Let the excavation begin!
Oh, there's a rope right there, bros. Sometime later. Katarl, Noddle, and Chakurl Coddle have safely returned from their preliminary investigation of the tunnels.
He's got a hard hat.
What? Stopple, Serpent.
Hi, little buddy.
Got a hard hat.
Chakurl. Nope. What is this? Another incarnation of the Great Serpent made manifest before us? Whatever could be the meaning of this? I must know at once.
If you could settle down for just a moment, Master Quinfort, I will explain in detail all I witnessed down below. Father and I found the stone. It was big and square and covered in all sorts of writings, just like in the legends. As my boy says, we did indeed find the stele, or at least one piece of them.
What remains?
According to Qitari legend, the stele comprised 4 perfectly square stones, stacked to form a massive pillar. Which is to say, what we have found is but one part of the larger whole. And if that were not unfortunate enough, even the single stele we found has been badly weathered through the years. In many places, the engravings are all but indecipherable. That is not all we found. Lying beside the shattered stone were several sad piles of bones. No doubt the remains of our once proud forefathers who carried the stele down below. I shudder to think of their last moments, torn apart by sin eaters as they hid away our legacy for safekeeping. Father and I thought to carry the stone to the surface, but in that moment, something jumped out and stood in our path. Scream!
Are mine eyes to be believed? The beheaded serpent that first accompanied our Qitari friends remains on the surface, which means we are graced by yet another incarnation of the Divine Protector. A third manifestation of the Great Serpent. Just how many of them are there, anyway?
At the very least, this is the only one we encountered on our expedition. And yet, if it traveled here from somewhere to guide us in our efforts, it would not be unreasonable to assume that there are others where this one came from. In truth, it appeared and spoke to us just as we stood before the shattered stone. I cannot help but believe it was conveying to us a message, just as its brethren guided us to these ancient tunnels. Shakora and I pondered the matter, and we believe that we understand. The Great Serpent bids us to unearth what remains of the scattered and withered stelae, and piece together our people's history anew with our own hands and minds.
I see. If the stones truly have been scattered and withered by time, that's the best you could hope to do. Yet surely you must have been able to make out something from what remained on the stone? What chronicles of Eld were writ there?
What we were able to make of the markings could be described thus. A mighty Ronso wearing a crown, no doubt meant to represent the first Emperor of Ranka, stood tall with the blade raised high over his head. Before him cowered a Qitari, one of our forefathers, no doubt. The carving would seem to depict the momentous occasion that was the first encounter between our people and the Empire. And the implications could not be more clear. Doubtless our ancestors, ill-suited for battle, were conquered and subjugated by the might of Ranka, under whose yoke they would find new purpose as the stewards of history. A most fascinating interpretation, Father. But if I might be so bold, I saw the drawings quite differently. I do not believe the Rankan Emperor would be so cruel as to threaten the poor, weak Qitari.
Shakoral, you precious cinnamon.
No, I believe that what he found us vulnerable and at the mercy of the fearsome beasts of the forest. He slew the beast by his own hand and befriended our ancestors, giving us new purpose as his subjects. Your optimism is admirable, my boy, but I fear that such a bright and cheery interpretation of events is unlikely at best. History is full of harsh truths from which we must not avert our eyes. But tales are still sung of the first Emperor's might and majesty to this day, are they not? I simply cannot fathom that he would be so cruel as to enslave our people.
If you ask me, both theories seem reasonable. But if you intend to keep a record of history to pass down to posterity, you're going to have to choose one. Two conflicting theories of the past. One to be etched in stone and sung until the end of time, and the other destined to be consigned to the dust of the deep, dank caverns below. Truly, this is a turning point in the grand tapestry that is the history of the Qitari. Yes. At any rate, I believe we've done all we can here. Valen! I say, Valen, why, have you no interest in witnessing this momentous occasion in history? No, he has zero.
I would not think of insisting that my interpretation is the only valid one. And yet, I cannot simply toss it aside in favor of my son's rose-colored view of the past. How absolutely, absolutely vexing. Scree! The Great Serpent, it speaks again. It does, and this time its message could not be more clear. It believes that Kat, the ally of Ranka, should be the one to weigh the options at hand and decide which version of history shall be inscribed upon the stone.
No. Choices. Oh no! The Qitari father and son have arrived at conflicting interpretations of the events depicted on the stelae. At the bidding of the Great Serpent of Ranka, it has fallen to you to determine which version of history will be recorded. In order to continue the Qitari quest, speak with either Qitari Nodal or Chekral Kodal and choose the interpretation of history that you find most convincing. Your choice will affect not only the restoration of the stele, but history as it will be told for years to come. Once you make your choice, you will be unable to go back, so choose carefully. Furthermore, yet another serpent clad in curious armor has arrived at the Qitari camp. Look at him. Ba, 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 da, ba. Reputation up. Wait, when do I choose? So I guess choosing separate. Trusted. You have been we're trusted. Borrowing wisdom of the Knights Blessed, the Qitari have set up warding talismans around Hoppel's Stopple. Free from the danger of wandering beasts, the excavation effort can proceed smoothly. The new Qitari additional quests. More wares. With my compliments too. Okay. I would love to believe Chekoral's interpretation. I think it's sweet. I think he does have a point that the stories all tell of how nice the first emperor was. But that could be because they were forced to. Because emperors don't like people writing false narratives about them. I think Katarl's is more probable because emperors don't tend to be very nice. Like, as he said, it's more likely that they threatened the Qitari or the Qitari, and they were like, wait, no, we can be of help, and like worship the fuck out of them. That's more likely. So do I want to... See, like, the thing is I hate that the optimism's coming from the kid. Because I want to take the kid's side. I think on my cat girl, I always took the kid's interpretation because it's a nice thought. Even though realistically, I'm jaded like the dad, and I think it's, yeah. I will give them that there are good leaders sometimes. Very rarely, but there are genuinely nice leaders. Once in a blue moon. And with the V's and the Qitari all loving Ronka as like a culture and standing by for centuries after an emperor that no longer exists, it's possible that they were well respected and not feared, that they were a genuinely good person. That is possible. I don't think there's a right. I think this is just how your own personal morals, which of course makes it harder for me because I don't. So I think this is more likely, but this is what I wish it was. Oh, look. This is all new. This is like the warding. They made multiple. There's one here, one here, one here. They made a bunch of warding totems, and there's like this nice little hole, and he's protecting it. Oh, this is mine. Never mind. Just kidding. He's protecting it. I was like, I thought I saw a hard hat one. There he is. Oh, bye. He's on a mission. So I think I'm going to pick the kid because I did for Cat Girl, but also like,
Father may have his reasons for thinking as he does, but I choose to believe in a brighter version of history. Yes, I'm quite certain that the Ronkan Emperor was a benevolent man who protected our ancestors from fearsome beasts and bestowed upon them a position of honor in their society. Surely you can agree.
If you elect to vouch for Chekoral Katoral's theory, the first stele will be restored to reflect his interpretation of history. Proceed, and you will be unable to view the stele as Qitari Nodal envisions it. The rewards you receive from the content of the quest to follow will be the same regardless of the choice you make. You are free to choose the version of history you find most compelling. Lend your support to Chekoral Kodal's theory of Ronkan history.
Oh, thank you. I am most glad to know that you are a cup half full type like myself.
The first stele of Ronkan benevolence, Chekoral Kodal would convince you of the merits of his theory regarding the Ronkin protection of the Qitari.
I cannot help but feel my boy is too optimistic for his own good. And yet, if you would choose to believe his theory, good sir, there is no reason why I cannot do the same.
Aww.
At long last, I can look up upon the history of my people in all of its glory. But our work is far from done. Far from over. Pray continue to lend us your aid.
Okay.
Wrap it up. Father and I will send for our finest artisans. The work must begin at once.
Let's see the work, chat. Dun, 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 dun. There's the first one. So it's showing him protecting them from the bird that's attacking. The first stele has been restored. Its engravings now clearly reflecting Cottle's theory of Ronkin beneficence. I read that funny. Protected by the talisman, fashioned for them by the Knights Blessed, and heartened by rediscovering a piece of their heritage, the stewards now pursue their excavation efforts with newfound zeal. Should you choose, continue to aid them in their cause. Aww, he was so happy. We did it! The behelmeted Serpent of Ronka. This is why I do these, chat. I need these minions and mounts in my life. Egg. Delving deeper, the Great Serpent of Ronka wishes to impart divine wisdom unto you. Or so you think. Scream! The serpent jumps about joyfully. It appears that the Qitari excavation effort is proceeding swimmingly. Speak with Charcoal Coddle and see if there's anything you might do to lend a hand. Also, for YouTube, this quest, I'm just a little sick, so if my voices are off or if I'm coughing or stuff, that's fine.
Oh, Kat, you'll be happy to know that the charm your friends fashioned for us worked most splendidly. We've been able to reach deeper depths than ever before. And thanks to you, the restoration of the first stele is all but complete. You must simply see it. You simply must see it.
Ahem. You'll also be pleased now that the relics and records that turned up in our subsequent trips below have confirmed that the interpretation of history that you espoused was indeed and indubitably true.
Oh. I wonder if it'll say that no matter what? I don't know.
We came upon many ritual instruments in the tunnel below. It is most clear that, let it suffice to say, we Qitari have never been particularly adept at the art of war. So it was that our ancestors searched far and wide for a safe haven where they could call home. Ronka, on the other hand, was composed of many strong peoples. The Ronso, brave warriors, the Dran, adept at the arcane arts, and the Vai, peerless archers, all working together for the Empire's prosperity. Not long after the Qitari first made contact with the Empire, our skill as scribes and scriveners became evident to high-ranking court officials, and we were offered a prominent role in Ronkin society in return for our loyal service.
Four races are so different, all living and working together for a greater good.
The greater good.
Oh, what I wouldn't have given to be able to live just one day in those glorious days of the Empire.
But our work is far from done. Indeed, in our explorations we have found what appears to be an entrance leading to an even deeper level of the caves. I have little doubt that the remaining stelae lie further below. I have sent a team below to conduct a preliminary investigation before we begin the next phase of the excavation in earnest. My trusted scout Towerl, Manol, should be here to make a report at any...
If you want to be him.
Master Qitari, I'm bringing news from below. News that I fear is not good. Again? I swear if we Qitari did not have rotten luck, we would have none at all. Do tell, what did you find down there? And during the second stratum, we came upon a shrine to our protector, Oxtalan. It appeared to have been ravaged by the beasts that lurk below, but still it stood after all these years. A shrine, you say? No doubt it was erected by our ancestors, most likely to ward off some greater danger that lurks further below. This was my thought as well, Master Qitari. A cave-in, a flood, fearsome creatures from the deep. We were too fear-stricken to press onward, not knowing what manner of calamity might befall us.
But we must press on somehow. Can we not appeal to Delan somehow? That he might protect us as we delve further?
Indeed. Perhaps there is a suitable ritual for the occasion. Sadly, if there is, I fear it is beyond my knowledge.
I think I know a V's who could help you, or perhaps you might find an answer in for now. I'll say this. V's.
Why, yes, indeed, the V's are nothing if not well versed in Ronkan tradition. The one with the hair the color of night, Master Laniel, was it? I hear she has lived as long as 10 Qitari. Yes, I am certain she will have knowledge that will serve us well.
Long-lived as they are, the wisdom they have passed down through the generations doubtless rivals that which our ancestors recorded. If anyone can help us, I dare say it is them.
Good cat, pray take me to Fanau at once. I would meet their Master Laniel, that I might partake in her deep knowledge of ancient Ronkan rites.
All right. Let's go talk to some moon girls. All right, Laniel.
We had heard rumors the Qitari had returned to the Great Wood, but did not expect to receive a visit so soon. Just seeing you brings back memories of olden times.
Memories? Do you mean that you knew my ancestors?
I am older than you might think, my little friend. Anyhow, the answer is yes. Have you heard the name Shiparl Tokal? She was a close friend of mine and would come calling often in to exchange news of the wood.
Shiparl Takal? I do believe I saw that name on my father's family tree. But if I recall correctly, she was my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother.
It was that long ago, was it? How quickly the years fly by. Still, I am heartened by your presence, young Chakol. For many years after the flood, I feared we would never see one of your kind again. And you, Cat, welcome back to Fanau. What brings you to us this day?
Lots of sign language. I do like the idea that my wool just signs to everyone. And they just happen to know sign language.
I see. Our Qitari friends seek to discover their history and reclaim the knowledge and lore of their ancestors. An admirable goal indeed, and doubtless not a simple task.
We would be honored to lend you our aid and reforge the bonds between our people that were so strong in the days of Ronka. Now, do tell me more about these tunnels you are exploring. My dear sister has quite a weakness for ancient Ronkan ruins and relics, you see. To tell the truth, I had been preparing to leave the Greatwood on a journey for the realm, but if the Qitari required my aid, perhaps I could postpone my departure just a bit longer. Scream!
It would seem that the Great Serpent smiles upon our partnership as well. This is auspicious indeed.
Master Laniel, what knowledge of the Qitari lives here? Oh my god. What knowledge of the Qitari lives on here in Fanau?
Very little, I am afraid. The tales I can remember hearing from my dear departed friend and no more. Sadly, the precise details of Qitari rites and rituals are beyond my recollection. And yet, I do recall Shiparl once mentioning that Qitari prayers to Oxdalan were remarkably similar in form to our own petitions to Ixmaja. It is not so surprising, perhaps, given how closely our two peoples were connected in those days. If we were to teach you one of our own traditions, mayhap you could adapt it for your own purposes.
You would do this for us?
Gladly, old friend. But first we will need to prepare a simple altar for performing the rite and find ourselves a suitable offering.
The liver and blood of the ancient beast, together with the root of a spirit weed, a rare shrub that grows near the Camul Astropolis. Yes, I do believe this will suffice. I know the ways of the beasts of the wood. Leave the hunting to me. For a final offering, I suspect Kat would have little difficulty acquiring it, yes?
Excellent. In the meanwhile, I will teach the ritual to young Chakul here. Were the passage into the tunnels larger, we would accompany you ourselves, but alas.
Do not worry, my good Master Lanil. I will learn the words and gestures well, and Delan will hear our plea. Just you wait and see. You're a spirited one, child, but be forewarned. Master Lanil is a strict taskmistress. Egads, forgive me, my friends. I will do my best. Anyhow, let us all reconvene at Hopple Sapple when we are finished with our allocated tasks.
Good luck. He's so happy. Spiritweed root. Well, that was easy enough. Thank you.
I was wondering when you might return, Kat. Have you found the offering that we require?
Here you go.
The V's believe this will suffice as an offering to Dallin. Very well, so be it. As soon as Chakul and the V's arrive, we shall begin the second phase of the excavation.
Alright.
I keep wanting to say sevens.
V's because it looks like VII. Yeah.
Why, just look at all the Qitari scurrying about. I had heard that they were industrious people, but to see it with my own eyes is impressive indeed. Hail and well met. I am Fina of Fanau, and this is my sister, Siuna. We have come to assist in the ritual of which your son has doubtless told you.
I have a question, a point of order.
Mm-hmm.
How could his son have told him about the ritual when his son just got here with them?
That's a good question. I don't know.
He just got here with them, didn't he?
That's a good point.
They all walked in together.
They did.
Greetings. Please accept my apologies for making a fuss so close to your village and without properly paying my respects. I fear I've been quite preoccupied with my duties here.
There is no need for that, friend. It is we who should apologize for our sisters who gave you such a fright upon your return home. As you may well know, our peoples are strong. We're strong friends and allies in the days of Ronka. It is our honor to reforge those bonds in the present day. Should you require anything from us, you need but say the word. Anyhow, thanks to Kat here, it would seem we have all the offerings needed to proceed with the ritual. Do you remember all that Master Lanil taught you, Chakul? But of course, I said the words over to myself in hundred times on the way here. I will do your Master Lanil and my people proud.
I should hope so, my son. Very well, let the dig begin.
You okay over there?
I'm sorry, it was just the way he did his little happy dance, and then no one acknowledges it, and one of the twins just goes,
Anyhow.
Anyway. Just like, everyone's so mean.
Yeah. He's just vibing on his own, okay? He's enjoying life. Sometime later.
Sometime later.
Is that another one? Katarl, Noddle, and Shakarl Coddle have safely returned from their investigation of the tunnels. Or is that just like the same one went with them and we just forgot to add them? I don't know. Nope.
I cannot say for sure. We found a second Stella, but I fear, much as the last one, it proved too massive to carry to the surface.
Just as we were pondering our next course of action, this armor-clad fellow arrived and let out a mighty...
Scream!
Precisely. While I cannot confess to fully understand the import of what it is saying, I can only surmise that the serpent once again wishes for us to call upon the wisdom of the ally of Ronka, Cat that is, and restore the Stella to its erstwhile form. And yet, much as last time, the engravings are weathered to no small degree. I have my own thoughts about what they signify, but I would hear my son's theory first. What say you, Jackal?
Well, let me see now. One marking was clearly of the V's, knocking a bow. Then, I could make out the semblance of a Qitari, its arms seemingly held in the air.
Again?
The image of the V's on a Qitari stone. How fascinating. Just as the first Stella depicted our history with the Ronkan Empire, no doubt these markings tell of the first encounter between our two peoples. Having befriended the benevolent Ronkans, our people then met the V's, skilled hunters and wise to the ways of the forest. So pleased were our ancestors that they threw their hands in the air with glee.
I love him.
That is a most optimistic interpretation, my boy. And yet I feel it is more logical to read the stone a different way. Doubtless the V's came upon our ancestors, small and scurrying about the forest, and took them for prey. Facing arrows pointed at their hearts, our ancestors threw up their hands in sheer terror. So it was that the V's, newcomers to the Great Wood, nearly came into conflict with the mighty Ronkan Empire.
Our legends tell of how the goddess Ixmaya guided our people to the forest, but say little of what awaited us upon our arrival there. As far as we can say, both theories are more than plausible, but still I hope to believe. No, I will say no more. It would ill behoove me to stick my nose in matters of Qitari lore.
I agree. Qitari history should be written by the Qitari themselves. In any event, we are pleased that we are able to contribute to your cause in some small way. We shall return to Fanau, but please do not hesitate to call upon us again. There is still much catching up to do between our peoples.
Once again, it seems we find ourselves with a choice to make.
Scree, scree! Yes, Cat, do impart unto us your wisdom once more. How are you inclined to interpret our history?
All right, we'll see. But first I have to sneeze. It's just not coming. Reputation up. Your reputation has increased to respected. As father and son have arrived at different theories regarding the history of the Qitari as recorded on a stele. I think I read that funny. At the bidding of the Great Serpent, it falls to you to serve as a mediator. You have achieved respected. With the wisdom and blessing of the V's, an altar to Oxdalan has been constructed at Hopplestopple. Doubtless this will serve to protect and impart good fortune to the Qitari as they continue to explore the tunnels. And new quests are available. And undertake additional ones, and also more things are available. And access to wider wares. Okay. Look how optimistic little Chakirl is. I hope they never change. I love it too. And I do think the V's wanted it to be optimistic too. It seemed like they're like, I hope we wouldn't have tried to attack you. So like, it seems like all parties but the dad. I know. It's more realistic that they probably...
But they just got held up at Arrow Point.
I know! It just happened.
It just happened. Why couldn't that have been what happened before?
Oh, I'm sure it is. I just want to side with the kid.
I'm just saying, this isn't so much optimistic as fucking delusional. And maybe short-term memory loss.
You too saw how Master Lanil welcomed us when we visited Fanau, yes? Why, it is simply preposterous. Preparous. I don't know what that means. To think that the friends of my great, and so on, grandmothers and grandfathers hunted us like vermin. Yes, I'm quite certain that the V's were our friends from the earliest of days. And the Qitari in the markings is meant to be raising his hands in sheer joy. Surely you agree? I don't agree, but I'm gonna pick it. If you elect to vouch for Chakirl's theory, the second stela will be restored to reflect his interpretation of history. Proceed, and you will be unable to view the stela as the Qitari Nodal envisions it. The rewards you receive are no different. Yeah, you choose the version of history you find most compelling. Yeah. Splendorous. Oh, thank you, Kat. I knew you would see things as I did.
Fast friends. Chakirl Coddle would convince you of the merits regarding his theory of the history between the Qitari and the V's.
You believe my son has the right of it? Well, I suppose there is something to be said for adopting a brighter view of history. Very well, let us proceed with the restoration. Fucking stupid.
At long last, another piece of our history comes into focus, but our struggle to reclaim our legacy goes on. Pray continue to lend us your aid.
All right. Wrap it up.
Father and I will send for our finest artisans. The work must begin at once.
Let's see how it looks. Da, 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 da. Aww. Raising their hands in joy. Actually, they're not even... Oh, they are raising their hands. Thought that was their hats. Da, 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 da. The second Qitari stela has been restored to depict Chakirl's interpretation of the first encounter between the Qitari and the V's. Protected by the new altar erected according to the traditions of the V's and heartened by rediscovering another piece of their heritage, the stewards have returned to their excavation efforts with newfound zeal. Should you choose, continue to aid them in their cause. Aww, we did it. Cute.
A chilling fate. The Great Serpent of Ronka, once again, would bestow upon you the wisdom of the gods. Probably.
Scree! Scree!
The Great Serpent wiggles and writhes about with glee. It appears to be eagerly anticipating what new discoveries the Qitari excavation effort might bring. Speak with Chakirl Coddle and see what things have been progressing since you last met. Okay.
Oh, hello there, friend. It's a most splendiferous day here at the Stopple. The ritual that the V's so kindly taught us has allowed us to delve deeper into the tunnels, and you won't believe the wonders we've found.
It is as my boy says. Our exploration of the second stratum is nearly complete, and you'll be pleased to know that the relics and treasures we have found have all but confirmed that your interpretation of the second stela was indeed the correct one. Our forebears welcomed the Vise when they arrived in the Great Wood, Despite our clear differences in aspects like lifespan, stature, and martial aptitude, our two peoples forged a strong bond, not unlike that shared by Ixmaja and Oxdalan, our guardian deities. We also found records of a story told since olden times. In it, a Vise and a Qitari were hunting together in the wood when they suddenly fell into a deep sinkhole.
Oh.
Their bodies bruised and with no source of nourishment, they had no choice but to wait for a rescuer to come. Knowing that his short lifespan was nearly at an end, the short-lived Qitari offered his own flesh to his V's companion, that she might survive for many years to come.
This took a turn.
Could there be more war-harming tale of friendship and devotion? Why, it brings a tear to my eye.
I'm also pleased to report that in our search we did also manage to find a passage leading even further into the Stoppel's depths. Yes, I have little doubt that another stella awaits us should we continue to delve below.
I trust that Tawarl is ingestivating the matter as we speak.
As a matter of fact, she returned a short while ago. Tawarl is nothing if not circumspect. I have no doubt her survey of the tunnels was most thorough. And yet, I fear the news is not all good. Poor Tawarl collapsed into a shivering heap almost immediately upon her return, and has remained in bed, silent and with a dreadful fever, ever since. As such, I have sent for our friends in Slitherbow to come to our aid. I do believe I just saw them over there. Come, Kat, I would be most obliged if you could join us in getting to the bottom of all this.
Well, this is all taking a very, very sad turn. What the fuck? We came as soon as we could. What sort of malady has stricken the poor little fellow? Malady?
Malady, yeah.
Oops.
According to those who accompanied her, the passage below was blocked by a vast water vein. Tawarl and her team had no choice but to dive in and attempt to swim their way onward through the depths. It would seem the chill of the water took quite a toll on their bodies, Tawarl most of all.
Or perhaps they encountered a fearsome leviathan lurking in the deep, who did lash out at them with its tentacles in furious rage. Oh, for woe, my heart goes out for this brave, battered soul.
Fortunately, her life appears to be in no danger, and yet I fear that the Stoppel is far from an ideal environment for sheltering the wounded and infirm.
I would have to agree. Talismans and shrines may do well to ward off the creatures of the deep, but they will do little to keep a shivering body warm and nurse the sick back to good health. Kat, the Qitari live a simple life. Eschewing luxury. We of the Knights Blessed are similar, and I, too, believe frugality to be an admirable trait. And yet, I dare say they deserve to live in better comfort than this. Wouldn't you agree? Perhaps there is something we could do for them.
Master Valen, your magnanimity is most touching indeed.
What are friends for, if not to help one another in trying times?
We would be most obliged to you for your aid. In the meantime, I will suspend our exploration of the tunnels until such time as we find a way to traverse those frigid and treacherous waters.
I'll go gather the supplies we need to keep your friend here safe. We'll need something to warm her body and medicine to ease her fever.
An elixir of life for the afflicted Qitari fellow? Leave that to Qinfort, son of Dwatel, potion maker non-pareil. Yes, I do believe I can procure the ingredients I need from our friends in Fanao.
As for keeping her warm, I do believe I know just the thing. Something my mother always used to make for me when I caught a cold as a child. All I'll need is some serpent pepper from Lake Tusi Mekta. I'm sorry? I would fetch it myself, but I fear it would be treacherous going for one such as me. For one such as me. Treacherous going, okay. Could I trouble you with the task, Kat?
You are most beneficent.
I butchered that too. It's okay, Coach Coral.
Indeed, my friends. Is there nothing I could do to be of assistance?
I intend to return here and tend to poor Twaddle. Oh my god. I can't read today. Apologies. Perhaps you could help me look after your friend?
Consider it done. Whatever I might do to be of help, I am at your every keck and ball.
Keck and ball. Don't take that any other way, chat. Too far away. Rude.
You know, I actually don't see it in the currencies tab, so it might not tell me.
Oh.
I might have to go there to find out.
Oh, how much you have? Yeah.
How goes the search, Kat? Have you managed to locate anything that might keep Porto Warrel warm?
Here you go.
Fascinating how gently warm to the touch it is. Yes, I dare say this should help to warm to Warrel's body and ease her pain.
Oh. The pepper's naturally warm?
Apparently.
Worry not, my friends. I prepared some extra doses and shared them with the remaining members of the excavation team. Should any of them exhibit similar symptoms to poor Tawarl, relief is only a quaff of Quinfort's quintessential elixir away.
Tawarl seems to be feeling quite a bit better already. At this rate, I dare say she'll be back on her feet in no time.
I cannot thank you enough, my friends. Poor Tawarl. I must tell her just how much I appreciate all she has done for us when she awakens.
Oh, Father, I have it. Yes, indubitably I do.
Check, girl. Are you quite all right? Have what I say.
You okay there?
When I took Kat's discovery into hand, my entire body was filled with a gentle wave of warmth from within. Why, if we were to give one to each member of the ex-vacation team,
They could stay warm and toasty even as they navigated the frigid waters below. Simply ingenious, my boy. Master Valen, Master Quinfort, might I trust you to look after our dear Tawarl in my stead? I would return to the excavation that I might deliver to my friend a discovery that is sure to have her dancing in the tunnels.
Leave it to us, my friend. There could be no greater honor than to lend my prodigious talents to a proud race of Ronka.
that settles it then. Let the third stage of the ex-vacation begin.
Ex-vacation, let's go. And then they died. Sometime later. Qitari Noddle and Shakurl Coddle have safely returned from their investigation of the tunnels. Did they bring another friend? Because they didn't go down with any. Hard hat friend? Third one? Oh, okay. That instantly threw me into another cutscene.
Kat, my friends, we return. Our serpent friend with us, and I'm pleased to report that the third Stella has been found. Sadly, much like the first two, it has seen better days.
We must count our blessings that it survives at all, what with the ravaging sin-eaters, rushing waters, and worse that it has faced over the years.
Indeed. Why, I can scarcely imagine the horrors our forefathers faced when they braved the depths so long ago. Scream! Scream!
Have no fear and lament not the past, O brave sons of Veronica. For in reclaiming your legacy this day, you forge the path to a brighter and ever more prosperous future. So saith the Divine Protector, and may its words give you strength.
Well, the sentiment is an admirable one, at least. But do tell, what were you able to make of the stone?
What we could discern of the markings was most curious indeed. It showed a single Qitari holding a fish over his head, and standing next to him a curious creature that resembled a miniature catfish man with 2 little legs.
The Namazu?
A catfish man, you say? Why, I have pored through every encyclopedia on Master Matoya's shelf, and never so much as heard of such a thing. What manner of fantastic and ancient beast might you have discovered?
You are the most well-traveled of us, Cat. Have you ever seen or heard of such a creature in your journeys? Have I ever? I had a good catfish stew once. Oh my god, no, just have I ever. Namazu. I have them as minions, you want to see? I literally can bring them here with my mount. I have a mount of a bunch of them carrying me. A curious race of fishmen that live far to the east. No wonder we haven't heard of them here in Norvront. Doubtless they were one of the many ill-fated people swallowed by the flood. In any event, these catfish men sound most fascinating. I would be quite curious to find out more.
I have a theory as to what the markings signify. It was a time of old when famine ravaged the forest. In trying times, our ancestors and these catfish men each laid claim to a vital fishing ground. That the creatures no longer inhabit these parts can mean only one thing. The proud Qitari, the might of the great Ronkan Empire behind them, drove these slippery creatures from the Great Wood, reclaiming the food supply as theirs and theirs alone. Bereft of a source of nourishment, the catfish men died out one by one and met their eventual extinction.
I mean, I figured they died by the flood of light. That's... wow.
I think that's called genocide.
Yeah.
Extinction? Perish the thought. Believe me, Father, I am not so naive to think this was another bright and happy chapter in history. No doubt the famine you speak of truly did befall our forest home. All the more reason that when these catfishmen showed up on our doorstep on the verge of collapsing from hunger, our far forthers did offer them fish, that they might sustain themselves for the days to come.
I actually think that's more of an accurate reading. Like, genuinely.
You're both wrong. The famine happened, and everyone had to rely on the Namazu to fish for them. Because they were more water-based, so they were able to go fishing more.
I guess,
and provide everyone with fish.
Yeah, they worked together.
Yeah. Fuck both your theories.
Most fascinating theories, the both of them, and yet I would posit another. I have read of an ancient coin emblazoned with the image of a catfish that was said to predate the Ronkan Empire. Is it not plausible, even probable, that it might be the currency of an ancient civilization of fishmen that flourished in the depths below?
As basically what you just said. No, it isn't. And I think we've heard enough theories for today. At any rate, Qinfort and I should be getting back to Slitherbow. If you're ever in need of warding charms or far-fetched theories, you know where to find us. That was actually accurate, Qinfort. That was the most logical thing Qinfort's ever said. The Namazu were the codfish. They were the food.
I must say there is something quite compelling about the thought of a great civilization of subterranean dwelling fish people. Perhaps I should reconsider my...
Scree! Scree!
Or perhaps not. At any rate, it would appear that once again my son and I have arrived at conflicting interpretations of our people's past. And so we turn once more to you, ally of Ronka. Which version of history shall be told?
Friend Cat, pray lend us your sage wisdom and cute insight.
Oh my god, the little serpents. Da, 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 da. Okay, now we gotta pick one. Reputation up! We're not honored! Da, 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 da. Once more, the Qitari father and son have arrived at different interpretations of past events as depicted on the stela. At the bidding of the Great Serpent, it falls to you to determine which version of history will be told. You have achieved honored. And supplies provided, more hospitable than ever, no doubt. The Qitari will be able to return to their excavation effort with newfound vigor. New daily quests, the available stuff, and wider selection. Cool. With my compliments. All right, so I think more realistically out of the two is probably actually Chakoro. Because, like, why wouldn't they work together to try and get food? But I think Qinfort and Finder are completely right that they probably got the food for them because they're fish people and can easily swim. Though, if we know anything about Arnamazu, they're not the most effective hunters, but that's fine. So, Chakora.
Father may interpret the markings differently, but I am certain that my ancestors were not so cruel and violent as he would say. When famine struck the forest, we Qitari took pity on the catfish people and shared with them our freshest catches. That they vanished from the Great Woods after this is a pity, but I know that our forefathers did all they could to save their slippery little friends. This is most definitely, most indubitably the case. Do you not agree?
If you vouch for Chakoro Cottle's theory, the third stela will be restored to reflect his interpretation of history. Proceed, and you will be unable to view the stela as Qitari Noddle envisions it. The reward you receive and the content of the quests to follow will be the same regardless of the choice you make. You are free to choose the version of history you find most compelling. Yeah.
Magnificent. I knew we shared a like mind, you and I.
The third stela, a feast for fishmen. Chakoro Cottle would persuade you of the truth of his theory regarding the fate of the mysterious race of catfish people.
Perhaps the boy is right, and history is at times not so cruel as it may seem at a glance. In any event, if you truly find his version of events more compelling, I see no reason to object. Fucking idiots.
Splenfinderous.
Finder.
And with that, let's get the restoration of the third stela started. You'll stick around to see that everything is done right, won't you? Whenever you are ready to begin, just say the word.
I'm ready. I'm here.
Are you ready, Cat? Then Father and I shall call for our best artisans at once.
Dun, dun. Ba, 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 da, ba. Oh, there we go. It's getting taller. Oh, that's so cute. Aww. The third Qitari stela has been restored to depict Chakoro Cottle's interpretation of the history between the Qitari and the ill-fated catfish people. Outfitted with supplies and conveniences brought by the Knights Blessed, Hopple is more hospitable than ever before. Rejoicing in their newfound comfort, the Qitari have returned to their excavation effort with renewed energy and enthusiasm. One can only imagine what marvelous discoveries are yet to come. You could say 2 more. Because I believe next is Sworn and then Bloodsworn.
I'm sorry, partway through that I took a sip of my drink and it got caught in my throat weirdly, so...
Is that why you were giggling?
Coughing.
Oh no! I'm sorry, baby.
It's fine.
Oh.
And
We
then,
still only have the one. Ooh.
Particularly when I switched to Twin Fort after that, it like hit me again a little. When I tried, it was just like,
Oh no! Hey, poor baby.
It's all
don't-
fine.
I mean, I think it's just more stuff is here.
Oh, look at that, buddy.
That looks like meat. Is it meat?
Yeah.
I guess it would be meat.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it's supposed to be like crystals that look like meat, because that's a thing.
Pieces of
Forbidden
pie.
meat. How dare you? Also, is this what it looks like under there?
I guess.
Oh my god.
What ails the forest? The Great Serpent of Ronco would enlighten you as to the greatest mysteries of the universe. Or so you believe.
Scream!
The Great Serpent lets out a high-pitched squeal. It appears to be feeling anxious about something. Speak with Charcoal Coddle and see how the excavation effort fares. I always want to say Chakora Katoral, and that's what keeps fucking me up. I want to rhyme.
Welcome back. The Stapple's feeling more comfortable than ever. Thanks to those helpful supplies you and your friends from Slitherbow bought for us. Father and I have also gone diving in the depths below some 20 times now, and you won't believe all we found.
Indeed, my boy. Perhaps the most important discovery of all was that of relics and records confirming the interpretation of history engraved on the newly restored third stelae. Our ancestors enjoyed amiable relations with these curious catfish people, and indeed did share our food supply with them, allowing them to survive the age of great famine. Due to their misfortune, however, they were a stubborn folk. When they refused to worship the deities of Ronca in favour of their old gods, they were driven from the land. Whether they still live on in some far-off land, none can say.
F.
Poor catfish people. If we ever meet them someday, I promise I'll be your friend.
At any rate, we have explored all there is to explore in the third stratum, meaning that it is time we ventured further below. Unfortunately, we find ourselves in a bit of a bind. My most trusted scout, Tawarl Manol, has yet to make a full recovery from her ailment. On the contrary, others here in the stopple have been suffering from similarly unpleasant symptoms, even those who did not accompany Tawarl on her expedition below.
Oh.
I must say I find myself quite at a loss. Might you be so kind as to accompany me as I look into the matter, Cat?
Sure. That's weird. Oh, cussing. Wasn't expecting a cussing.
Tawarl was on the verge of making a full recovery when her condition took a sudden turn for the worse, and it pains me to say that she is not the only one so afflicted. The symptoms were mild at first, but in no time their fevers flared up, the pain and dizziness so severe that they cannot even rise to their feet.
This is too real.
The medicine that Master Quinfort brought from the Fanau has served to ease their discomfort somewhat, but with more of us being stricken by the day and their conditions ever worsening, I fear it will not be long until we exhaust our supply. I am loath to impose upon your generosity once more, but might you be willing to go back and procure another batch from our friends? Surely they will take pity on our plight.
Forgive me for not being able to travel with you, Cat. I must stay here and help Father tend to the sick.
Your cough kind of fit perfectly. Oh no. Katoral, are you okay? Are you coming down with the sickness too? Come on, get down with the sickness. Yeah.
This is most distressing news. Rest assured that we will not stand idly by as our Qitari friends suffer. If our remedies may serve them well, I am happy to provide you with as much as you need. That's sad.
Which one's Fina? Excuse me. Okay.
To tell the truth, a similar malady to the one of which you speak has come to Fanau as well. While only a few have taken ill thus far, I must say this does not bode well. Now that you mention it, a traveling merchant from Slitherbow who sojourned here just days ago had a similar tale to tell. Whatever this affliction is, I fear it seems to be spreading.
Qitari, Vi, and Humes alike, all stricken by a mysterious plague that spreads in the blink of an eye. In all the years I have lived, never have I heard of such a thing. I hope I am mistaken, but my instincts tell me this is no common chill. I fear that the medicine I gave you will offer little more than a momentary reprieve from the pain.
Do not say such things, Master Lanil. This lack of confidence ill befits you. Though it pains me, I suppose there is little we can do but ease the suffering as best we can until we can determine what has caused this. Pray deliver the medicine to young Chikoro and the ailing Qitari. Should our efforts to find the cure bear fruit, we shall send word at once.
Oh God, this is too real. You foreshadowed without knowing you foreshadowed! In the time we left and came back, the dad is now gone. Not gone, he's sick.
Kat, did you bring the medicine from Fanau?
Here you go.
Oh, thank you. Your benevolence knows no bounds. But just look, whatever am I to do?
Oh.
Not long after you left us, Father suffered a terrible coughing fit. He has not gone out of bed since, and one by one the others have joined him. Father believes that there is a chance that we brought some ancient pox back with us from the ruins beneath the stopple, or that we ourselves have spread this disease in traveling to these parts from our former home. But as for the truth, we cannot.
My friends, are you all here? I bring the most grievous tidings from Slitherbow. It's Valan. He has taken ill with the plague. He exercised the utmost caution when tending to poor Tawarl, but to no avail, for the disease has stricken him too, and with great vengeance.
Master Valan too?
Indeed. I fear that it is none other than he who, albeit unwittingly, carried the box back to Slitherbow. Is it true that the Vise of Fanau too suffer from this frightful affliction? A great plague threatening to claim the lives of all who call the Great Wood home. I shudder at the thought.
We have no choice. From today, all Qitari who still stand will devote every waking moment to evading the disease.
Oh, I don't know what word he's trying to say. Investigating? Okay.
Yes, in Father's name, I hereby suspend the ex-vacation effort and...
What if the answer's in there, though? I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Scree! 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 The Great Serpent, it speaks.
My gods, ancient and true. Put away not your shovels and spades, young Chakol. The excavation must go on, for verily so spake the divine protector of Ronka. Aye, many a prayer have I offered to the Great Serpent on behalf of the ailing, and today my prayers have been heard. Through me, Dwattel's own blood, the divine protector shall lead you to a cure for this frightful plague. Trust in it, in me, and the suffering of our peoples will soon come to an end.
Master Qinfort, O great serpent of Ronka, of course you speak true. If Father is right, and we Qitari are responsible for the spread of the disease, then the answers we seek might yet be found along with the undiscovered Stella. After all, if this is indeed some ancient pox, it stands to reason that our forthers left behind some record of it. A record that may very well shed light upon its cause and its cure. With poor Father bedridden, it falls to me to carry on the dig. I will find the Stella and save our people, even if I must do it alone.
Your bravery is most admirable, young Chakor, and yet, even with the Divine Protector watching over you, are the tunnels not too dangerous for a child?
Hasn't he been going down with his dad this whole time?
I am no child, Master Qinfort. I have lived 3 whole years, and in just these recent days have accompanied Father into the depths time and again.
Okay, I was right.
No one is better prepared to search for the Stella than me.
Chakor can do it. He can do it. I believe in him.
Oh, thank you, Kat. A vote of confidence from you means the world to me. Mark my words, I will get to the bottom of this.
Such courageous words spoken from one so young. Chakor Kotal, you truly are a shining example for all your people. Worry not for your dear father. Kat and I will see that he wants for nothing while you are exploring down below. Go in safety and know that we pray for your success.
All right.
It is not simply for the future of my fellow Qitari that I must find the next Stella. It is for Father, for Valen, for the V's that suffer in Vanau, for all those who call Raktika home. I must succeed. Let the X-vacation begin.
X-vacation's all I ever wanted. Oh, he has a friend to help him. Chakor Coddle has safely returned from his exploration of the tunnels. Where's your friend? Where's the serpent? Where is he, Chakor?
You return, my young friend. Thanks be to the great serpent. What's this? Do my eyes deceive me? You return alone.
Indeed. On all our previous X-vacations, an avatar of the Great Serpent, clad in a suit of armor, arrived to welcome Father and I to the Stella's resting place. This time, there was none to be found.
Inconceivable! The Great Serpent forsaking a descendant of Ronka in their time of need?
Indubitably, the Divine Protector moves in mysterious ways. But worry not, my friends, for I was able to locate the 4th Stella myself. And thanks be to the Divine Protector, there was barely a scratch or scrape on it. Yes, using the tools and techniques you have supplied us, I do believe we will be able to raise it to the surface in pristine condition.
Remarkable. Truly you are a paragon of Ronkan industriousness and ingenuity. Now, do tell, did this stone provide any new insights that might help us fend off the plague?
Oh, Master Qinfort, you will see for yourself once we raise it to the surface, but let me tell you what I saw with my own eyes. Picture providently In the center was none other than the great serpent itself. Atop its head sat a glorious, large, and fluffy green mass. Before the serpent, a man in Ronkin garb raised his hands in sheer jubilation. Oh, that's on me.
Glorious! This is incontrovertible proof that the Divine Protector guided our ancestors to enlightenment, just as it guides us today.
Sadly, Father is in no condition to share with us his thoughts on the carvings. But no matter, with the stela in immaculate condition, I am confident that my interpretation is the correct one. Yes, there can be no doubting it. With a mighty scree, the great serpent did bestow upon the Ronkin people a great tuft of grass-green fluff, which cured them of a dreadful pox. No doubt it is a guide to guide us to this very knowledge, the cure that would save our people, that the great serpent appeared before me.
I want to know what my other theory is, but also glory be to Scree. Glory be to Scree.
Truly, the Great Serpent works in mysterious ways, but there can be no doubting that what happened here today was none other than a divine miracle. If I might be so bold as to expand upon your insight, young Chakol, I believe I can identify precisely that miraculous object which the serpent did carry on his blessed pate. Verily, this can be none other than that greatest blessing of Raktika, Ronkin moss, which grows so verdant and lush in our forest home. If I recall from my studies, Ronkin moss can be harvested from numerous sources, but in particular certain species of tree found in the husk upon which it grows in great abundance.
Cat, ally of Ronka, you have my word that this is the last time I will impose upon you. Might you be so kind as to go forth in search of the moss that will save my people?
Splendid, and I, young Chakol, will make for Fanao. The V's will doubtlessly have insight to share on how to brew the moss into a proper elixir.
I am deeply obligated to you, my friends. I will tend to Father and pray that his condition has not worsened in the meantime. Until we meet again.
All right. Boggy bark. That's not moss, that's bark. Okay, bitch.
Question the scree.
I know it's only 77%, but rude. That was 50-50. Oh my god. I know I can make something more likely, but it'd be very rare if I couldn't get all three from those three patches. So.
Did you find the moss, friend? Oh, please say you did.
This is bark, not moss.
Maybe it's bark covered in moss.
Maybe.
Splendid. Splendiferous. Why, it looks just as if it did on the stela. We must prepare the medicine at once.
Okay, well, he thinks it's right. That's what matters. Aww. Following the method illustrated by the carvings on the fourth stela, the stewards brewed an elixir from the Ronkin moss and distributed it to their ailing friends. Before long, the symptoms eased and a brighter mood returned to the stapel. No longer lacking for manpower, Chikoro Coddle and his friends built a workshop where the medicine could be produced in large quantities to be distributed across the Great Wood. Sometime later. Oh my god, I love that topper. I don't know if I would have thought of that as moss, but it still saved everyone.
Reports have it that our friends in Slitherbow and Fanau are well on their way to making a complete recovery. All of Raktika truly is in your debt, Cat. I have no words to express my gratitude.
You have my attitude as well, Cat. And we must not forget the Great Serpent, who guided us to the cure. Speaking of which, where did he go? Where did it go?
It is not our place to question the workings of the divine, my boy. No doubt it felt its role here was done and returned to a place where only the gods know.
Does that mean I'll never see it again? Scream! Did I hear what I think I heard?
It lives inside there now.
The serpent returns to us. Or perhaps it is watching over us from beyond the stella all along?
Doubtless so, Chakul. Indeed, the Great Serpent truly does work in mysterious ways.
And so it was that the Qitari reclaimed the history and knowledge of their forefathers, and in so doing played their role in returning peace to the Great Wood. Just as foreseen by a certain prognosticating priest, all was according to the Great Serpent's plan. Or was it?
Scream!
Amazing. Are we done? Oh my god, we're done. Oh, wasn't expecting it to be a cutscene.
Ah, Cat. I cannot thank you enough for all you have done on behalf of my boy. No, on behalf of all the stewards. You'll be pleased to know that we have succeeded in producing the mossy brew in large quantities. Any fear of a plague sweeping through the Great Wood are well behind us.
Did you ever find out what caused the disease, Father?
It is difficult to say for certain, but I do have a theory. Plants, blossoms and trees abound in the Great Wood, all possessing their own seeds and spores, some of which can be quite poisonous. Lesser poisons exist as well. In that case, one might build up an immunity if one lives for long enough in their presence. At the same time, different areas of the wood are home to different flora, each bearing their own poisons.
And so, living for 100 years far away from this place, you say we have a different immunity than our friends in Slitherbow and Fanau?
Precisely, my boy. More precisely, we carry an element of the poison within us, and it is this which protects us from their harmful effects. The downside of this, of course, is quite clear. When these poisons are carried to a new place where others are not accustomed to them, the selfsame thing that protects us from their effects can have harmful effects on others, just as the poisons of our own bodies are unaccustomed to can harm us.
So, the sickness, it was all our fault for coming here?
Perhaps, and perhaps not. We are not the only ones who travelled here when the path through the Revel was opened. We Qitari, the creatures of the forest we saw on our way, doubtless the spread of the pox was inevitable. And besides, in coming here we have rediscovered a powerful elixir fashioned by our forefathers, one that we might use to prevent any further outbreaks of disease among those who call the Great Wood home. Looking back, I suspect that matters such as these were a source of great consternation in the days of the Empire when people moved about the Great Wood often and in droves. No doubt this is why it was the Ronkans who discovered the cure, with the guidance of their divine protector, of course.
The same divine protector who remembers well the events of those days, and who led us back to the remedy it had shared with our forefathers so many years ago.
The fourth Stella has been reclaimed, and with it another piece of our heritage. And yet, the Qitari did not do this alone. You, ally of Ronka, your friends Qinfort and Valan, our loyal allies among the Vais, all played a part in making this day happen. Given our people's mutual histories, it is perhaps fitting, wouldn't you say, Chakol?
Indubitably. At long last, I understand how people must have felt in the days of Ronka, when our peoples cooperated and lived together in the great civilization.
The wisdom of our forefathers has saved us today, but we must not rest easy. We must continue to learn and record our experiences that our own wisdom might serve those who follow in our footsteps.
There is still much I wish that I would study as well. Pray come back to visit us, my friends. I would be happy to share with you all the wonderful things I am sure to learn. After all, while the serpent with the hat has gone off somewhere, the helmeted one remains with us. Surely this is a sign that there is still much to explore in the tunnels below. After all, why would it remain with us if there were not additional pathways and passages through which it seeks to guide us? Oh, I can hardly wait to see what may yet be unearthed.
More disease. We did it! Tribal quest complete. Dun, 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 dun. Reputation is up with the stewards. We're now sworn. Yet more embodiments of the Great Serpent have taken up residence in the Hoppelstoppel. They appear quite pleased to see the Qitari Stellae restored to their former glory. You have access to wider wares. Yeah. History's no mystery. Okay. Damn it. Ooh! Ooh! We have the mount, though. I think there's a second minion you get, but maybe that's just after... after everything. Ah! Chat. Look at it. It even blinks. Here, I'll zoom out so you can see the whole thing. Yeah. But both our eyes and its eyes turn red and we play a little flute, basically. And he plays little music notes when we go. I love it. Glory be to the Scree. Chikoro Coddle is pondering the history of Ronka and his people.
Oh, Kat, on behalf of all the stewards, I thank you for your tireless efforts. You have our sincere gratitude.
Indeed. We Qitari must bear the responsibility of having spread the pox to these parts of the forest. Finally, we have brought this painful chapter of our history to a close, and we could not have done so without your invaluable aid. At first I feared we might damage our relations with the Knights Blessed and the V's beyond repair. Instead, we have managed to overcome the plague together, and in doing so, the time-tested bonds between our peoples are stronger than ever before.
I travel to Slitherbow and Fanow all the time to share tidings from the forest with my newfound friends.
Okay.
And with the guidance of the Great Serpent, we have reclaimed long-lost knowledge, not just of our own kind, but of Great Ronka itself. In studying the restored stela, I have had occasion to reflect and ruminate on the history of the Empire. It truly was a great civilization, controlling and exerting influence over all of ancient Norvrant. It was a civilization of great enlightenment, welcoming myriad peoples and uniting them under a single banner to live in peace and prosperity. Hume Voice, Qitari and Ronso, living side by side and working towards a common good. The artistic and academic accomplishments of the Empire were many, and yet this, its greatest strength, would also prove its downfall, or so my theory holds. As the Empire expanded and the years went on, once strong friendships and alliances began to turn sour. Small disagreements flared into all-out conflict, and Ronka, once akin to a mighty tree that seemed as if it would stand forever, began to splinter from within. I imagine Ronka in its final years, withered and dying. No doubt the Emperor sat on his throne waiting in vain for the arrival of one who would restore his empire to its former glory, waiting for the ally of Ronka.
Compared to the long and storied history of Ronka, my own 3 years seem as insignificant as a drop of water in a great and gushing river.
I understand the sentiment, my boy, but it is not so. While the lifespan of any one Qitari may be short, we must never underestimate the value of our shared knowledge and wisdom, accumulated through our many experiences and recorded for the sake of posterity. Just as our forefathers did their part to shape the course of Ronkan history, so too will the discoveries you have made serve to forge the future of our people, and the Great Wood itself.
Yay.
But we must not forget our friends and allies, without whose aid we may not have survived to see this day. Might I trust you to convey our gratitude to them on my behalf, Chakurl?
But of course, Father, consider our gratitude conveyed.
Ho, ever learning, I see. Kat, might I trust you to escort my son to Fanau? I would not be able to forgive myself if anything unfortunate happened to him on this day of triumph.
Come, Kat. Master Lanil will be overjoyed to see us, I'm sure.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right, chat. Oh.
It pleases me to hear that all is well at the stopple. We are honored to have done our small part to be of service to our Qitari friends. Never did I think I would live to see this age-old alliance of Ronka rekindled.
For us as well, Master Lanil. From ancient rituals to the remedies that eased our pain in trying times, there is so much wisdom that we learned from you. I am certain that this is only the start of a long and fruitful friendship.
You are wise beyond your years, my young friend, and there is much that you and your people have already taught us. Promise that you will continue to share with us your gleanings from history, that we might put them to use ourselves in protecting and preserving our forest home.
It would be an honor.
All's well that ends well, yes. And now I do believe the time has finally come that I stop tarrying and take to the road.
Are you going somewhere, my good Madam Fina?
I will depart on a journey that has been far too long in the making. I intend to travel beyond the Great Wood's reaches in search of these who live scattered across the land, that they might join us here in Raktika to together preserve and pass down the wisdom of Ronka. Fanau has always been my home, and it will not be easy for me to leave it behind. And yet I will leave with the knowledge that the forest is in good hands. Promise me that you will not let Suina get into too much trouble, yes?
I dare say you are the one who needs looking after, sister. Perhaps I should accompany you. Rest assured, I am more than capable of taking care of myself.
Forgive me if I refrain from stepping in the midst of this sibling squabble. Go in safety, Fina, and know that the azure blooms will always guide you home.
Thank you, Master Lanil. I will return. And with that, I had best be off, before I find another reason to delay my journey any longer. Young Chocoral, Cat, promise me that you will be well. Fina! And you as well, Siuna. No matter how far my journey may carry me, I know that a part of me is always here with you. And I with you, sister. Saying goodbyes is not easy, is it? But it is time we return to the road again ourselves. We must pay our respects to Valan and Quinford after all.
Very well. We will not keep you any longer. Do pass along our respects to our friends in Slitherbow. I was not certain what to think of that Quinford at first, but he has proved a loyal friend.
But of course, should you ever have time, do come visit Father and I. Nothing would make me happier than to be able to show you around the stapel.
Oh, cute. All right, Valan.
Oh God, am I gonna have to be Quinford?
Yeah, definitely.
It's so late. Okay.
Master Valan, are you certain you should be up and about like this?
Have no worries, my little friend. I'm feeling like my old self again. I hear that all is well again in the stapel, too. That's truly a relief. I shudder to think of what would have happened to all of us here in the Great Wood if you hadn't made your discovery. Truly, we owe a debt of gratitude to your ancestors and their wisdom.
And truly we all owe a debt to the great serpent of Ronka, by whose divine auspices young Chocoral was led to the stele on which the cure was inscribed. Yes, praise be to the serpent, praise be!
Do you think you could keep your voice down a bit? Some of us are still recuperating from a life-threatening plague, you know. Speaking of which, Chocoral, whatever made you think that a little fellow was the great serpent in the first place? When Quinfort first started rambling on to that end, I thought he'd finally lost the last of his wits.
An excellent question, Valan, and one that I have been giving some thought to myself. Father had always told me tales of how the Ronkins worshipped a great serpent as their guardian and protector, but there were no clear records of its physical appearance. On the night that darkness returned to the skies, the small creature we now know well arrived before us wearing that curious hat. Intrigued, I followed after it. It led me through the ravel, where I saw that the passage to our ancestral homeland was at long last open once more. Jumping for joy, I picked the small creature up and ran home to share the news with Father. With a tear in his eye, he gazed at me deeply and spoke these words. The great serpent itself has arrived to guide us home. In that moment, I knew it must be so.
A moment of divine inspiration, no doubt, and not altogether unlike my own. Yes, this is most fascinating indeed. In my own case, the Great Serpent has appeared before me in my visions for as long as I can remember. Time and again, it shared with me the words of wisdom that I have so dutifully recorded as the Gospel of Qinfort. One day it called out to me with a terrifying scream, warning of a great calamity that was to befall the Great Wood if I did not rise to action. It was shortly after that we came upon that tiny creature in the forest, and I recognized it immediately as the incarnation of our divine protector. It is clear now that all was leading up to this day. Its first appearance in my visions, our meeting, all has been part of the Great Serpent's grand design to restore peace, harmony, and prosperity to the forest.
Truly, we would never have been able to rediscover our history, nor overcome the spread of the plague were it not for the Serpent's guidance and wisdom.
Clearly, your forefathers revered the Great Serpent as well. Why else would they have engraved it atop the final stele, buried deepest and furthest from the Sin Eater's reach? Now, this immaculately preserved stele stands before us as incontrovertible proof that this tiny creature is indeed that which we all instinctively perceived it to be, the manifestation of Ronka's divine protector, who hath come once more in our time of need to guide our peoples through trying times and into a new generation of peace and prosperity.
Scream!
Last time, after its work was done, the Great Serpent left us, going off to some place where only gods dare to tread.
Actually, it's just been following Kat about on his adventure, you know.
What nonsense is this, Valan? Clearly the Great Serpent has been watching over us all this time. In any event, it is clear that we owe the Serpent a debt of gratitude, that it would be remiss for us not to make a pilgrimage to a site where we might properly pay obeisance.
I would like nothing more than to pay Seabance, Master Qinfort, but there is no telling where the Serpent has gone. Where might we go that it might hear our words?
Fear not, my young Qitari friend, for I know just the place. The ancestral slumbering place of the Great Serpent, the mighty crystal that has appeared before me time and again in my visions. I speak of none other than Fruit of the Protector, cradled amidst the waters of Lake Tusi Mktar. Valan and I make the trek there nigh every day to express our gratitude to the Great Serpent for deigning to share its divine guidance with us.
Don't look at me like that, Kat. I didn't go every time, and when I did, it was just to keep Qinfort out of trouble.
And just how should we go about expressing our gratitude to the Great Serpent?
An astute question, my young friend. If you wish, I would be happy to share with you some choice passages from the Gospel of Qinfort that would be most suitable for the occasion. For example, there is chapter 15, verse 5, which begins as follows. Oh, hearken unto the heavenly scree.
Never mind Qinfort's ramblings. I'm sure the Serpent would appreciate it all the more if you thanked it in your own words. And so would the rest of us, trust me.
Thank you, Valan. I believe I will do just that.
Give fuck Quinfort. Hey, he's passionate, okay? He's excitable. All right, Chikora. What's up? Oh.
Aw. Well, here I am, but what words can truly convey my feelings to the Great Serpent?
Oh, hearken unto the heavenly scree, or you could just say thank you. You could just say thank you. He'll understand.
Perhaps I should just keep it simple. Yes. Oh, Great Serpent, thank you ever so much for watching over us. You have my most sincerest gratitude. It was by your guidance that my people have reclaimed our history, and that I have made so many new friends and allies. I promise that we will never forget you, and to pass down tales of you for generations and generations to come.
Oh.
Well, what's happening? Do you think the serpent heard my words? Scree! Scree!
Oh. Splish splash. Aww, that was cute.
When the crystal glimmered and glowed, it almost felt like it was speaking to me. Do you believe this means the serpent heard my words? At the very least, I take heart in knowing that I have conveyed my thanks to the serpent. And to all of our people, and to all of our new friends throughout the forest. And with this, I can return to Father in the Stopple with my head held high.
Aww.
I cannot thank you enough for accompanying my son throughout the forest. To the end, you have gone above and beyond on our behalf. It is a debt of gratitude the Qitari will not soon forget.
Oh, that makes sense.
In reclaiming our heritage and history, we have also rekindled time-honored bonds of friendship with our fellow residents of Rektika. The Knights Blessed, the Vi, the Great Serpent, and not the least of all, Kat, our ally of Ronka. All have played a part in events that will be etched in the annals of history. Yes, the stewards shall see to it that these events are handed down to our children and our children's children, and so on until long after we ourselves are gone. You have our word. In the meantime, we shall continue our excavation of the tunnels beneath the Stopple. I have even considered commissioning the creation of a new stelae, on which all we have gleaned in recent days may be recorded for posterity.
Father and I might not have seen eye to eye in our interpretations of history, but I can assure you that we are of a like mind regarding the future we would forge for our people.
How you have grown, Chakor. It nigh brings a tear to my eye.
Thank you for everything, Kat. I know that there are many places you must journey, but know that you will always have a home here in the Stopple. Is that not so, O Great Serpent?
Aw.
Glory be to Scree!
Da, 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 da.
Reputation up? We're not Bloodsworn. If you have achieved Bloodsworn, you will receive experience upon completion of the Qitari Daily Tribe quests. Yes. Yay! Hello? Oh, they didn't finish this, though, and we don't have...
Oh, yeah, 'cause...
There's no allied.
Yeah.
Rip.
He
So
was
we
kind
don't-
of saying, it sounded like he was saying they might make a new one. Because he was saying he's
Right.
considered commissioning it. But, like, that looks like the decision is made, but they haven't done it. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. What? Where are they all going? There's so many! Hi! Oh my god! Scree! Scree! Oh my gosh, I didn't realize there would be there's so many of them! So yeah, so here's the full, oh, it got bigger. This is the full, like, underground that they traveled
So far.
so far. This is what they've mapped out, which is amazing. How is this all underground? What the fuck? What the fuck? Also, do you have something for me? There's now the beheaded serpent of Ronka. Let's get that boy. And we already got the Framer's kit. Let's go. Yes! I will bring that boy out. Where is he? There he is. There he is! We have the Western boy. Fancy lad. We did it! The Qitari are now finished.